everyone, welcome to today's bonus episode. We're doing what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, we are doing our predictions episode. Our annual what's going to happen in Coronation Street this year episode. We have got our pictures, we got our predictions, and we have got our prayers. So the pictures are where we be a bit creative and come up with some storylines that maybe might happen this year. Mine are no way going to happen. I was just stretching my creative muscles when I was coming up with them. I don't know whether they're as good as my old ones, but you be the judges of that, listeners. We've got our predictions where we think this is likely to happen. Not a huge amount of detail, but I reckon things are going this way. And then some prayers, things that we really, really like to happen, but maybe not convinced that they are. I think that's what I was going for when I was coming up with my list for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I saw it myself.
Good. Glad we're on the same page with this. This is really hard this year because I don't think we've ever known more spoilers going into a year than we have this year, right?
Yeah, it was like, oh, should I predict the things I know? Of course we can't.
It almost feels like we know everybody who's going to leave in 2025 already,
yeah,
nearly at least.
Well, basically, I think we're having to kind of project our predictions beyond maybe February.
Yeah, I've got a few ones that are going to be proven or disproven incredibly soon, I imagine. But yeah, most of mine are maybe later on in the year.
Some of them might even be disproven by today's episode.
Could be good, isn't it? We could watch tonight's episode.
We haven't watched it yet.
We haven't watched Wednesday's episode yet. No, but there's some characters and stories that I just had to avoid talking about, exactly. Really, because we know the character's leaving. So it's in a bit of a unique position, but honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it could be. At one point, I thought, we can't even do a predictions episode.
No, I honestly struggled, so...
Did you find it quite tricky?
Yeah.
I kind of... It took me a while,
because
I've got quite a lot.
I just wanted to guess about what my predictions for the things I know were going to happen.
Yeah, we can't talk about that at all. The things that we know about going to happen.
Because we know some spoilers, but I don't know how or, etc. So I kind of just wanted to talk about that, but obviously we can't. Now, you wanted to do alternate. I don't think that's going to work necessarily because it means...
What do you mean?
Well, because you said I'll do mine and you do yours and I'll do mine. That relies on us having the same number.
No. I mean, I do like all of my predictions, and then you will do all of your predictions, and then
so you can start off then.
Okay, well, I've probably got more than you.
Are you doing... So you're doing predictions?
I'm doing my predictions first.
Okay.
I'd like to say as well, what we're going to do at the end, listeners, is read out some of yours that you sent in, because some of you are a lot more creative and perceptive than us. So there's a few pretty good ones there.
I should have read those before I did mine, so I could steal some ideas.
I had to try really hard not to look at the threads or the emails, and so I wasn't stealing any ideas. But I mean, I'm sure a lot of what I'm coming up with isn't particularly original. Right, so you need to tell me what you think of these as we go, okay? So, ready for my predictions.
For the purposes...
2025, Corrie, this is 100% going to happen because my crystal ball told me so. I've had a flash forward, actually. And now we just got to work out how we're going to get there.
For the purposes of the podcast, I should give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down so that everyone...
everybody at home can sense it. Okay, right. These are in no particular order either because I've even got some about some characters at the beginning and then they pop up again later. This is just literally a stream of consciousness when I was doing this.
Okay.
Predictions, right. This is what I genuinely think has got a not too bad chance of happening this year. I'm going to start off. I was like, which characters am I going to go with first? I've gone with Toya first. I think... the way things are looking at the moment is that she's going to continually and unintentionally irk Abby. And this is going to be happening over the next kind of weeks or months or so. And we're getting to a stage where it looks like Abby could report her maybe for what she's heard about Imran's death. So I think that Toya's going to wind up Abby so much. Abby's going to go, right, go to the police. You killed Imran. But I think that Leanne is ultimately not going to back up Abby's story and Toya's going to be fine. And I think that might be maybe a bit of a tipping point into are the Battersby sisters going to reunite and ultimately Leanne can't see Toya sent to prison for it.
Battersby reconciliation.
Yeah, well, I think it's got to happen in some way, hasn't it? And now Abby's caught a thread, got a snifter of this Imran thing. I think possibly it could go down that route there.
And how do you see Tracy and Nick playing into this?
I hadn't particularly, quite honestly. Nick's just gonna.
Nick just feels like an accessory to the Battersby whims.
Yeah, he's been on a bit on the down low recently, but who knows? It could all change. Okay, so next one. Any
what's
comments?
your prediction that you think that
Abby's
thanks going to...
This is our first one. Abby's going to report Toys for the police for what Leanne said, but Leanne's going to say, no, I never said that because she knows she don't want her sister to go to prison.
And how do you feel about that? Would that annoy you?
No, I'd be happy with that.
That seems like an annoying yet predictable.
Yeah, well, predictions are nothing else but predictable.
This is what we want. Our aim is to try to get as many of these predictable.
So we can come back in here and say I was right.
Yeah.
Okay, another one. So I reckon I've got a couple of axings or getting rid of by the end of the year. I'm not sure if Kit's gonna last the year. To be honest, he gets the feel of a bit of a temporary character for me, especially we saw some of those around Ian McLeod's reign time, like characters that would come in, out, shake it all about for a year and a half or so, and then off he goes, like with Joel or even Stephen's come back. So I think he's gone by the end of the year. I think I've got a couple of others coming up later. I also don't think that we're going to see Bethany again. I reckon she's going to have her maternity leave. No, this year. I think she's going to go off on a maternity leave. I'm not expecting to see her back by the end of the calendar year.
Okay, so that's funny. I haven't actually said this. I might just interject with some made up ones as I go along. But I really think that her maternity leave is going to be very short.
You reckon?
Yeah, I do.
It was last time she popped out as Sprog, she was away for a few years, wasn't she? And I don't know whether it's going to be like that again. Because she talked about, I want to go to Hollywood and everything, and then COVID happened, and then she came back to Corrie, and I think she's going to be back, and I think she's going to realise that, if she's got a bit of security in Coronation Street, then why not go back to there? But yeah, I'm not necessarily expecting her back by the end of the year. Or if we do, maybe it'll be, a Christmas return or something like that. What do you reckon about Kit? Do you reckon he'll be gone, or do you think you'll still be seeing him corrupting up the place by December 2025?
I think Kit's in it for a good
You're
stretch.
keeping him in, okay.
And that wasn't a pun about him being tall.
I do think that we might end up seeing a bit more of his home life, maybe. I just feel that 2025, I know 2024 was pretty kit heavy. I don't think we're going to see a let up in the amount of kits this year. We might even see, because he's living in Red Bank at the moment, isn't he? And we haven't actually seen Stephen and Elaine's flat since the Stephen story, but I think that they might just reuse that for Kit's flat, and we'll see more of that then.
Two things.
Yeah.
Number one, I heard they took out the spiral staircase.
Who did?
They took it out because he's so tall he doesn't need it. He just looks up and he just pulls himself up and down.
Right.
The second thing is, I still think his mum's death is mysterious. And also, remember, the first time we ever met him, he was in that swanky house. And that was his parents' house.
The Green residence.
Was that his parents' house or his house?
I can't remember.
Because either way, that was a very posh place, wasn't it? That was a very nice house. If I don't know, were his parents together? I can't remember if we even learned that.
I don't remember.
But you'd think did he actually go through with buying Gemma and Chesney's house?
Yes.
Don't you even remember if that happened?
My memory is getting worse.
I just don't think they said. But so he should actually be really loaded. Don't you think? So. Maybe I think... But
that's why he can afford to live in swanky Red Bank.
But that's what my point is I'm trying to get to, is that I reckon all his corrupt policing, I think he's going to get kicked off the force. But as a man of leisure and means, I don't think he's going to struggle for employment. So that's not a reason why he would leave the street. But I would like to see him in that that set, the Red Bank set, because I want to know what he does. I bet he's got leather chairs, and I bet he has a side table that's an old barrel.
Do you think?
That is a very bachelor
thing. Set designers, take note.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't got much more to say about this next one, but I think we might finally see a resurgence for Nina in 2025.
I've got Nina.
I haven't said what she's doing. I just think we might see a bit more of her, because surely a character can't be neglected for that much longer.
No, I know. And
we're going to forget who she is.
Yes, I agree.
Still blonde by the end of the year, although I have noticed a few black streaks in the hair more recently in her court appearances.
Well, and she had to be appropriate for the occasion.
So, more Nina. I still reckon that Glenda's going to be pretty storyline free this year. They gave it a go last year. They had a bit of a romance with Michael. They had that ridiculous fallout with George. I think that Glenda is still going to be a bit of a bit player. I almost am wondering whether she's better as that. If they really make use of her as a really good side character who everybody loves, maybe some characters just don't fit big stories. I don't know. I think that return-ish wise, Evelyn, so we've been told that she's going to be back and forth a little bit. My very specific prediction here is I think that by the end of 2025, less than 30 appearances in a year. Okay, and you can check that whether that's right or wrong. I don't think we're going to see that much of her, even though she said it's going to be back and forth, Evelyn. What do you reckon?
I don't think that's a bad shout.
Okay. Sad. It's a sad shout, but it's not a bad shout.
Oh. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the reasons that she gave, I mean, we have mentioned them before. I don't think it's important to get into them here, but the reasons that she gave made me think that if I was her, I'd be like, yeah, sorry, I forgot I was doing Corrie. I'm busy doing what I want to do. Why didn't she could just retire.
She doesn't need Coronation Street.
Time to enjoy herself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right, I've got Ken. I think he's going to have more of a break. We've seen an awful lot of Ken this year.
We really
this
have.
Past year with the poisoning storyline. So I think that
Maybe
once that's over... Oh, no. Once that's over, I think he's going to fall off a cliff, metaphorically, in 2025 in terms of appearances. Maybe when we get into July, I think it is, we might get a nice mention of Deirdre for the 10th anniversary of her death.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because the character died after.
Yeah, the character died after. Yeah, it was just this past weekend. And Kirkbride's.
Just wanted to say, in case anyone got confused, Deirdre, the actress, died after the actress did.
Yeah, Deirdre the character died after the actress did, and not the other way around. Yeah, so I think that I'm predicting less Ken. I'm expecting Alia and Adam to be a full-on and very, very dull item here. They're going to get together, aren't they? If they're not there already, I'm so bored with them already, I can't even tell. But they're going to be, at it by the end of the year.
What's the appeal?
Yeah, and she's also going to be studying under Adam as well. I don't think she's
sexy.
I don't think she's going to be staying with this corrupt law firm that she's with. No! Her morals just can't allow it.
No, she's too worthy.
Yeah, so she's going to be working for Adam or Dee Dee by the end of the year. Yeah, they'll be there.
Back how it used to be. What's the point? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, just back to where it started.
Yeah.
Another return I've got. I don't think we've seen the end of Violet. It wouldn't surprise me if Violet's back this year, especially with all the drama that Dylan's got going on. Liam McShane.
You always say Liam.
I know. I do. I know. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of the actor.
Yeah.
And I think we might see more of Violet, and I think, or maybe this is a bit more of a prayer, interacting with other characters a little bit more, because she came in and she didn't really do much, bless her, did she? Turned up for a few court scenes, was bound to number 11 after that. So yeah, I'm going to say that. And then I was kind of thinking, could we then see if Violet's back? And this is a return that I've been kind of mulling over for a while. Jason? Because Jason and Violet, they were a thing, weren't they, 20 odd years ago? I would love it. Again, this is maybe turning into more prayer territory here.
This is
if
not
Jason
prediction.
Came back.
This is not a prediction.
But it kind of feels like
no
it might
way
be.
They're getting him back.
Why?
I don't think he wants to come back.
I don't. I think he might if the money was right. I know he has said that he's kind of been off acting, isn't he? But I think that they could. And if we get Jason, I think that maybe Eva as well. That would be because Catherine Tilsley has said that in the past few years they've asked her back and it just didn't fit her schedule. So if you get back Violet, you get back Jason, you get back Eva, that would be quite a nice little trio of returns.
That would be interesting, and that would also maybe shake things up at the Battersbys, because she was one of the trio of sisters with those two. Exactly.
They
were that was peak, honestly. They were
Eva, Toya, and Liam.
Three were just
she could be the peacemaker.
I don't understand. Some of these groups they get of characters they get and they break them up. I don't understand why.
I'm gonna say return again for either Damon or Harvey, because they keep on returning to that well. I'm sure there are some people out there that like that, but
with a bad smell.
But not me. Also going for Phil. I'm going for double L's. Is coming back this year.
No, he's too busy. He's got his.
I know he's got his Hollywood, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon career.
Stuff, but he had a very important role, sitting in the throne room, going, "Yes, Your Grace, yes."
What do you think, James Dreyfus, my mate? No, I think we might see him back again. I can't remember why I thought that, but maybe I'm predicting a little bit more in the whole Fizz, Tyrone, Alina, Doran. And then Phil coming in would shake things up a little bit nicely there, because Fizz isn't happy that there's this new Sprog turned up, and if her ex-husband Phil shows up to stir things up a little bit more, I think that could work quite nicely, wouldn't it?
She's there with Doran sick down her front, and there's Phil with a pristine marquee.
Yep.
And hopefully Mimi's dead by this point.
What the heck? No, if Phil's coming back, I want Mimi as well.
No, I know, but from her perspective.
Oh, for Phil's
do you know what would be okay? Here's my prayer. No, what is it?
Yeah.
Pitch. Here's my pitch. Phil comes back and tells Fizz that Mimi's dead, and Fizz is like, okay, in that case, now me and Tyrone are really over. I'm done with him. Doran's too cute. I can't cope with it. I want to move on with my life. I'm gonna date you. But then it's like mysterious things keep happening, like silk scarves turning up in his house. And like the smell of perfume. And she thinks he's cheating on her, but actually no, Mimi's alive, and he's pretended that she's dead because she's so insufferable. He knows he'll never date if his mum is around. So he's tried to pretend that she's dead, but she's not.
Perfect.
That's the perfect thing to do with Mimi.
Yeah, I love
it. And also here's a great selling point. It's not an issues-based storyline. There's not going to be a thing at the end going, if your mother-in-law is annoying.
Well, that's definitely a prayer then, isn't it? If it's not an issues-based storyline.
Yes.
Okay, Dylan, I'm having him sent down. He had that knife. He brought the knife to the fight. I cannot see how he can escape any kind of prison time for this. Mm-hmm. So I think he's maybe going to go a bit quiet. It's going to be another year with a low episode count for him. Liam McShane, he's a great actor, and he's done a load of stuff, before joining Coronation Street or for rejoining Coronation Street, but they really seeming to be underusing him. And I think, sadly, this year is going to be another year where we're not going to see a whole lot of Dylan because he's going to be in the clink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to have more scenes of Daniel completely out of his depth as a prison teacher with Dylan in his class.
But Dylan is big. He's a good boy. He's not a...
No, but I can see Dylan being all like, "Oh no, I hate the feds, innit?"
No.
You got to blend in when you're in prison.
Oh, is that the
storyline? It changes the man.
Does it now? Okay, well, if you say so. Right, relationship strife for Eileen and George. We saw around Christmas that things maybe weren't looking too great for them, especially after Jessie turned up. We had that scene in the Rovers where George is saying that Eileen's coming in here a little bit more often. So I'm thinking things are going to look a bit wobbly there. Maybe you can have Glenda reporting to George on just how much Eileen is going to the Rovers. She's George's spy, possibly. Is there going to be an alcoholism storyline for Eileen? I kind of hope not. But I think if Glenda is spying on Eileen and then Eileen finds that out, then that could really cause things to blow up there at number 11. Possibly very near prediction now. We've said it before. Rob escaped from hospital. He's going to be on the run. Maybe Tracy involved in the cover-up. I think sadly there is still going to be very minor Tracy use this year.
Okay.
You're not sure? You're contesting that prediction?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's what the crystal ball said,
She did
Gemma.
come out and say, I'm gonna not get rid of me, or I'm going to be around.
She said, "I'm
more."
here for the foreseeable."
Yeah,
but,
she did.
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. I think we're still going to see again, like Dylan. Sadly, little Tracy this year.
This is the trouble about sometimes things are a bit meta, aren't they, on Coronation Street? And I took that to be a meta statement, but maybe it was just the character, and you're not going to see her.
Has she split up with Tommy Orpington now?
Well, she said it was complicated.
Yeah, I think that's
the
writer's way of treading water until they decide.
She was saying, I'm bored living in Spain doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let me help you with that.
Well, I'm still going to appreciate her while we've got her at the moment, because I'm still loving her and Leanne as a team up.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got, where am I? More for Liam this year, I'm going to say. So,
you're right.
Yes, because
that's a good idea.
He's turning 16 this year.
Is it 16?
Yeah. Not 8. He's going to be 16 this year. I think that we're going to see a little bit more of him. Therefore, more Gary and Maria as well, who've definitely been sidelined. And then you've got two fairly legacy characters there. And I know there's the worry that the legacy characters are being used as sparingly as possible because of the ITV cash problem. But I'm thinking we might see more home life in the lovely rose gold flat of Gary and Maria later this year, with something involving Liam.
It's because we made fun of Maria for her recycling, and now she won't show her face.
Yeah, so Charlie Renshaw turning 16, let's see a bit more of him. Same with Jack, actually. Well, for Jack Webster, Kieran Bowes turns 18 in April. And I think, Webster's are going to be having a bit of a year, it's looking like already. So I think finally he might come out of his little side room now that they've blocked up the serving hatch. We don't know. Have they blocked up his door? Maybe that's the. maybe they've just trapped him in there. I don't know. Maybe that's the plan there. No, I think we're going to see a little bit more Jack this year. Yes, that is all I have to say about that. I can't say that I'm thrilled about the prospect at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me. Something about the top 10 appearances count. So I've got Betsy and Lisa shoe-ins for top 10 appearances this year because Corrie knows that they're onto a winner with the Swains. But I reckon at least, again, you can check this out because I've got stats here. At least 7 of the characters in last year's top 10 will not be in the top 10 in 2024. It's going to be all change. Yeah,
right.
I think I'm saying that David, Carla, Kit still going to be in the top 10. Everyone else,
that's really good,
on the subs bench.
Good idea. That's what I was looking at that, thinking the past 2 years definitely. I can't remember further back than that, and I think it's going to be difficult to put those projections backwards, but definitely over the past couple of years, if you've been in the top 10, you're going to be in very low. And also looking at the top 10 for this year, some of the people in there were like in the 50s, 40s and 50s last year. So I think that's what I was looking at too when I was thinking who's going to be in this year. I was looking at who was in around the 40s and 50s in this year.
That's interesting.
So I think that if anyone wants to do that, go to Corriepedia, look at the
Coronation Street in 2024 page.
Yeah, look at that. Look at who was in more episodes in the last year, and then you'll see. I think it's pretty
foolproof.
A good way.
Sure, that's how they do it at Coronation Street as well.
Easy.
I still think though that even though Carla and Lisa likely to be in the top 10 this year, I'm going to say it's going to be a first 6 month big surge of Swala goodness. Back end of the year, bit more on the down low. I don't think that they can keep them right up there going full pelt the whole year. So I think we're still going to see a lot of them, but I'm not expecting front page Carla and Lisa stuff for the whole 12 months of the year. Hauntings wise, because that seems to be Corrie's thing at the moment, I think they're going to ease up on them. Vague prediction, one of the characters who dies this year will come back as a ghost before the end of the year. Is that allowed or is that too vague?
I'm shaking my head here because I know what you're talking about and I just...
No, I'm not even talking... I'm literally not talking about any specific characters.
Okay.
I think that someone's going to die, because someone always does, and they will return from the dead in a vision or a dream or something by the end of the year, because that seems to be what Corrie loves now. It's their new favourite thing. Returns-wise, Jeff, Sinead, Rana, one of them, I reckon. I don't think we've seen the last of Jeff. I'd love it if he made another appearance. It's been a few years since we've had a spookin' from Jeff in his sparkly red jacket. I think the time is right. But I'm saying Sinead as well, just because of this love triangle, Daniel, Bethany, Daisy story that's going to be working its way through at least the first few months of the year. Wouldn't be surprised if Sinead pops up just to say, "Hello, it's me,
goodbye.
A ghost."
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still going.
No.
Right. Engagement. Toya and Nick.
Yeah,
maybe. Not that exciting, but why not? Nick loves a good proposal. I don't know how many times he's
Can't
proposed or got married, but yeah, I reckon that he's going to be putting a ring on the different Basby's finger by the end of the year. Dee Dee's going to have a baby. She ain't going to adopt it out. I think my prediction is that the baby will have a biblical name.
Josiah, is that one?
Something like that.
Jonah.
Yeah. Something along those lines. Exactly.
Don't know why I think it's a boy.
So,
I think it will be a boy.
Esther, if it's a girl, or Eve.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to cover Abby's ears. When we get a new cat, if this one dies, don't tell her. I think Eleanor is a good name for a cat.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
What for a baby Dee Dee?
I think it's going to be a boy. Do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl?
Yeah, I'm going to go boy. Boy. It's going to be a little Joel.
I think
it's
will be a boy.
It's going to haunt her.
Just because of the implications that she will draw.
Yeah. Possibly romance with Kit, because she sure knows how to pick him, doesn't she? He's got to get off with somebody, and I think that it could be a bit of an awkward one if she ends up going out with dodgy cop. So yeah, I'm saying romance between Dee Dee, Kit, Okay, Lauren, this is where the predictions really start to... These will be proved or disproved very, very soon. Freed on a technicality. We're already seeing maybe this week what that technicality is.
What is it? What's the technicality?
It's probably something to do with the number of hits or something,
Oh,
isn't
okay.
it? Here's a wild prediction, and I know this is unlikely, but I'm going to say it anyway. She's going to be freed. She might actually crack a smile. I'm
rolling my eyes.
I know the odds are quite long for that one, but I'm taking a risk. Might actually smile when she gets freed. Okay, I've got Sean. Right, Dylan's going to prison. I'm saying Sean is going to seek solace with Billy.
Yeah.
Spark from one of them, but it's resisted. So Sean's going to say, "Oh, Billy, Miss Son's in prison," and then he's gonna have a bit of, "Oh, Billy, do you want to have a kiss?" Or Billy leans in closer, resisted.
Right. Yeah.
So no, they're not. I don't think it's going to turn into something. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. Bernie and Dev wedding, not remotely Hindu. Daniel is Daisy's baby daddy. Think it's going to go down that way. That seems fairly logical. Asha, I think she's going to qualify as a paramedic this year. I think going down the student paramedic route, because I did my research on this, it takes 2 to 3 years. So I think this year she's going to get a certificate. Look out for more reasons to need a paramedic.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because she's probably only going to be seen paramedicing people who are, main characters. So accidents are plenty this year with whatever paramedics do, bandaging or whatnot. Kevin, cancer, all good. He's going to be fine. I'm going to say that side of the story is going to be over sooner than you might expect. And some delicate handling of Kevin's balls, if you'll pardon the expression.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. What are you doing?
No, that's fine. If you want to talk about that, fine.
I will. I think there's going to be some good stuff with Steve and Tim throughout that storyline as well. I think it's going to be all right. I got an axe. Okay, this is not an I chose to leave. This character is being axed.
No,
the time has come for Kirky. I'm saying it this year. Beth's gone. There's not much left for Kirk. He's being very underused. What do you reckon?
I don't want to talk about accent people.
Okay, I think that Kirk will leave Weatherfield this year. What do you think about that? He doesn't serve a purpose, and with Beth here, even less so. This is a podcast where we converse, Gemma. I'm not getting into dangerous territory here, am I?
No, you're not getting into that. So I don't know anything. I'm not his agent.
I know. What would you think about it if he left?
I know that lots of people would say that you're right, he has been underused. So I think there are loads of characters I think that they could use better or not at all.
I don't know. I mean, we've had all these axings and leavings announced recently, haven't we? Most of them have seemed to be people choosing to leave. But I don't know. I think Kate Brooks, when she took on the producer role, knew that there's got to be some cast cuts somewhere. We've seen evidence of that in the recent reports. It wouldn't surprise me if Kirk was one on the chopping board.
You could have Christmas parties for 10 years.
Yeah,
and that's the most important
That's what you
thing.
got to weigh up, isn't it?
You've got to think about this very important staff morale.
Or a Christmas party. I wish, if it happens, I would of course wish Andy Wyman all the best. He seems like a really top guy. But I think if I was looking for who might be likely to go, I think he maybe him. Quiet year for Ryan. I don't know why I've got that particularly, but I'm not saying much for him. What do you reckon?
Yep.
He didn't do much this past year. He had a big 2023. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of Ryan this year. I think poisoning wise, I told you I'm going all back and forth here. Daniel might be shunned by the Barlows for a little bit because it turns out he knew all along. Well, not all along. He's holding on to this knowledge. He's known for a week so far, and he hasn't told anybody. And I think that Tracy, she doesn't need a reason to have a grudge with someone, but she's going to have a big one here. She finds out that Daniel knew all along that Cassie was drugging her dad. I might be upset if I was in that position. Yes. Yeah. I've actually Kit's going to get lucky this year in my predictions. I forgot this. Sarah and Kit romance. Can see that completely. There were rumours of and things they were looking at each other a bit this past year, weren't they? Especially when he saved her from implicating herself in the
Yes.
in the Nathan story. So I think they're going to get together, and of course that works perfectly with annoying the hell out of David, who is not Kit's biggest fan at the moment.
Not really, no.
No. Brian and Mary, I'm going to say, are going to make a go of it this year. I reckon they're going to be a couple by the end of it. And Leanne and Steve, we've already been starting to see... He stayed over... No, she stayed over his. Was it New Year maybe, or something? She stayed over one night just because she didn't have anywhere else to go. I think that there may be a bit of legs there. That's going to cause some ructions with Cassie, because even though she's saying that she's not interested in Steve, I think she's got a bit of a soft spot for him, and obviously Tracy as well. Being Leanne's new BFF, could be a few problems there.
Could be.
That's my predictions. That's my full-on predictions. That's the storylines for this year, according to me. What have you got?
I've got, I reckon, the way things are going, I think Coronation Street's going to start an apprenticeship scheme where you can get like acting credits by being work experience for 2 weeks.
Right.
And so they're going to hire a bunch of people for free, and there'll be loads of characters that only have like 2 weeks worth of stories.
Do you really?
Yeah, that's one of my predictions.
Okay.
I think that Carla and Lisa are going to get married.
Do you? This year?
They will not be able to resist this.
This year?
A Christmas wedding. Can you imagine them both with capes?
Yes.
With beautiful fur-lined capes and fluffy white dresses.
I did mull over the
feathers.
idea, but I wondered whether it was going to be a bit too soon.
No.
I think they want to kind of play it slowly.
No.
I think they're definitely going to be together by the end of the year,
Yeah,
I think. But
wedding.
Wedding.
Yeah, wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, proper old school, cute, like gorgeous, flowers, white, everything, lovely.
Okay.
Wedding.
Carla in black, Lisa in white.
Why not? Horse.
Yes.
Why not?
Betsy on a horse.
Yeah. Scattering petals. Dev
okay.
and Bernie will get married.
Yes.
I think that there's going to be a twist about Becky's death. And I think that there's, because we know that Lisa's investigating it. We know that Matty and Logan were involved. And I think that there's more to this than meets the eye, and there might be some kind of unpleasant revelation or something uncomfortable that is unveiled.
So Lisa and Betsy are going to find something about Becky that they'd rather
I don't know.
had stayed hidden.
I think, I'm not sure. Or maybe somebody were like, you should have left it alone.
Maybe she was a bent copper. Huh?
Well,
yeah, maybe she... No, not her and Kix. They didn't know each other, but... Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I think that Daniel's going to be the father of Daisy's baby.
Snap.
And I think that Bethany is going to go to London when she finds out to take this job and just go.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be very long.
What was the magazine called that she's...
Trendascend.
Trendascend.
Awful name. I think that, she's going... I don't think it's going to be very long.
London fashion mag, Gemma,
I don't think it's going to be very long before she goes to London, and I don't know. I think she won't. I think she'll come back really quickly. Unlike you, I think she'll be back.
So she's going to have a Julia Golding style maternity leave.
Yeah, I do.
She will barely notice she's gone.
No, I don't think it's going to be that brief.
So when she comes back, then why is she coming back?
Because she's crap at writing about air fryers. Trendascend's like, air fryers are so 2023. No one cares about air fryers. We want teppanyaki plates.
Not because of her love of Daniel. Maybe she'll come back with a baby. Huh? Maybe she'll have one of her own.
Well,
could happen.
What, Daniel's baby? Then
Why
Daniel
not?
would have 2 babies.
Yeah.
That'd be quite funny.
That's a juicy soap story.
He'd have to raise his own child for once. Tracy and Leanne will team together to get revenge in interesting ways.
Well, they're already doing that at the moment, aren't they?
Well, no, because but buying a steak and running away without paying for it's not really getting revenge, is it? It's just being an arse.
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that it would be quite funny if they did like a revenge swap where Leanne gets revenge on Tommy and Tracy gets revenge on Toya and Nick.
That'd be fun. Well, this would tie in perfectly with Eva coming back, because she was a right vengeful cow over Maria and Aiden, wasn't she?
She was very naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not all of it was very subtle. It doesn't have to be subtle, does it?
No.
I
mean, over the top. I mean, she got a bright pink Land Rover, didn't she? That's as far from subtle as she could get.
I also remember her just smashing Nick's wing mirror.
Yeah.
When he betrayed her.
Nice.
I think Dee Dee's not going to give her baby up for adoption, but a member of her family is going to raise it instead of her.
Oh, okay. New baby for Michael, maybe.
A member of their family.
Ship it off to London for James to look after.
Very well, could be James in London.
That's
maybe Bethany could
interesting.
bob up, bring him up or her up.
Just so that she can keep.
Lawyer. She's got to be a single female lawyer.
I just don't see her as being the sort of person that would, when push come to shove, say, "Sorry, baby, I'm cutting all ties with you. I don't want anything to do with you anymore."
I don't think she's going to cut ties. That's why the family will raise the baby. That's the thing. I don't think she'll be like, I can't give it up for adoption because the bond is too strong, but I can't raise it because I'm so. I've got this Rising Star award, and I haven't had one since. I need another award.
I just think that Dee Dee is the type, you know, like most women, that as soon as they see their baby, they're like, "Oh, I've fallen so
Oh, these women and their babies.
I could never let you go." Maybe she might consider putting it, you know, giving it to a family member to adopt.
You know
but then
that
she decides not to.
You know that whatever happens with this adoption storyline, Corrie's going to get crap off someone, don't you?
Well, whatever they do with any storyline that happens,
I know, but
you just can't win.
The thing about the adoption storyline is that I just feel like it's so rife for accidentally offending great swathes of people who are quite emotionally invested in adoption.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I think that.
Okay, interesting.
Lauren and Frankie will not be in the show at the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
You're predicting a leave-in for those two?
Yeah, I think she's going to get away with it.
Ah.
And I think she's going to just go.
You think she's getting away? You think she's going to get let off?
Get away with it, and then by the end of the year, bye, see you later, I'm going somewhere else.
Do you think that would be Kate Fitton's choice?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think there's lots of things Kate Fitton could do.
They're
aren't annoying everybody who hates Lauren.
No, I
think Lauren. Like I said, I think I said this before. Lauren could be good if she just gets a bit of breathing room, but she's not had any, and she's no one's favourite character. She's miserable. She's not had anything to be happy about. She's not.
Well, I mean, I can't remember whether I wrote it down or not, but a definite prayer of mine for 2025 is that Lauren does just have happy stories. We can see that she can be a brilliant, tragic damsel in distress, crying weeper. I don't want that. Let's see the fun side of her. But if not, then I'd obviously I would happily ship her off. Sadly, and I don't say that, you know, lightly about any character, but she's had lots of chances with me. So okay.
It's more a case of like not renewing a contract rather than
sure.
Because you know, when you get characters that have been in it for 20 years, it's a bigger deal of not having your contract renewed. Whereas, you know, you spoke to Luca Toolin about, you know, he what were his expectations? Don't know, but not many people saw him as much more than a sort of short-term character.
Well, this is what I'm saying about Kit as well.
Yeah, I know that's what you're saying about Kit.
But I think that Corrie is more likely to invest in wanting to stick with the young, beautiful, sexy lady character. I don't know. Okay. Right, what else you got?
Tracy and Steve can get back together.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I do think so.
So it's going to be a long 2-year kind of dilly-dallying before they dally back to their each other's bed.
What else has Steve got going for him? Nothing. And also, you know, Tracy, I think Steve was after Cassie, but is obviously going to all blow up once it comes out that she was poisoning Ken.
Yeah.
And obviously that's gonna come out.
That's going to hit the wall, yeah. The fan. It's going to hit something.
I think that Ken will make everyone forgive her. That's my prediction. I think that no one's going to remember that Matty and Nathan are in prison, and probably shouldn't be.
No one's going to remember that they're in prison. What do you mean?
Like Matty, no one's going to talk about Matty again.
Oh, who would?
Logan. Anyone who's interested in the court case that they're involved in.
What do you think is going to happen with Logan? Is he going to be... I think he's going to have to be caught.
He's just running around, isn't he?
He's going to have to be caught in the next month. I think...
He'll be in prison.
By Easter, we're not going to see either of them again.
And you'll never hear from him again. But no one's going to mention Matty again. And no one's going to remember anything to do with Nathan. Or even though Kit had all those files about what he got up to and all the secrets with Sarah. And really, you know, did Nathan... what happened with Nathan and everyone suspecting him, whatever, no one cares. Never going to hear their names again.
Okay.
Towards the end of the year, I think that Maria and Jenny are going to have more stories, and I think that Jenny's going to get a new romance.
I really hope so. That would be nice. Maria, both of us predicted more for her, didn't we, in 2025? Okay, well, that's definitely going to happen then. Jenny romance, I'd like it. Are you going a new character?
Yeah, it has to be a new character. Mind you,
they could shack her up with Steve or something, couldn't they? I don't think that'd be good for her.
It couldn't work.
That doesn't mean they won't try. Don't mean they won't try.
Who would be the best man for Jenny?
Well, she's been with Kev, hasn't she? But I think him and Abby are hopefully going to stay together.
I don't know if there's anybody.
And Tim.
Are there any older characters they could bring back? Obviously not.
I'd have to have more of a think of that. Yeah, I don't think Sean Wilson's going to be coming back for Jenny.
No.
Don't know. Okay.
Because it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that she dated.
Well, it might be better if it is somebody that's brand new, because create and mould a character that is perfectly suited for Jenny and to give her a lovely happy ending.
In the mould of...
Not that she's leaving, I hope.
I think it's going to be an established actor along the same lines as he plays Archie, George.
Tony Maudsley,
like some kind of beloved character actor who's going to do like a good 2-year stint on Corrie. He's going to come in and be Jenny's.
Maybe it is George.
What about
I told you that George and Eileen, romantic difficulties. Maybe George and Jenny get together. I don't see it working personally. And
here's like, maybe this is more of a pitch than a prediction. Well, I think there's going to be at least one celebrity appearance on the street that's going to baffle and befuddle us.
Okay, so this year's Helen Lederer.
But here's my pitch. What about Reece Shearsmith?
Oh, yeah.
Love him. From Inside Number 9. He's doing his stage play. The Inside Number 9 stage play is going to be, the beginning of the year into spring.
It'd be quite expensive.
He'd be bloody expensive, but he also seems like the kind of guy who values... the working class entertainment like Coronation Street, and I think that maybe we could knock him down like 20%.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in there.
Get you a job on the Corrie casting team. Just the barterer.
I'll just go in there and go, look, Reece, we don't need you, but we want you. You know what I'm saying? You don't need chips and fish and chips, but you want it.
I think
right?
having a big...
But if it was 20% off, you'd have it then, wouldn't you?
I think, and I don't have a very wide repertoire of knowledge about actors.
No, neither do I. It's what
but I think that having somebody come in who's a known big name to pair it with Jenny, if they can get it to work, that could be really good for the Rovers to have like a power couple behind the bar again.
Do you remember when they had Jim Moir come in for like no reason?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking of something more long term. I think Rovers works really well when you've got a strong couple behind the bar, just calling the shots. So yeah, okay, let's see that.
I'm just trying to see if I can find any good ones that might want to... Ben Kingsley won't do it.
He's already been on Corrie.
He's already been in... He was in the spin-off. Ian McKellen won't do it again, probably.
I don't think that I can see it's Ian McKellen.
Sean Connery. No, he's dead.
What are you talking about?
Sean Bean.
Look.
Sean Bean could do it.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean now
Melanie Hill's
left, because that would have been awkward because they're exes and everything. We all want to cross the streams like that. But Sean Bean might want to go back to telly.
Couldn't he?
He was been in Game of Thrones. He wouldn't mind dying at the end.
Yeah.
Kill him off in the grand tradition of Sean Bean. Slightly, is he going to be more expensive than Reece Shearsmith?
I'm going to say yes.
I think you're right.
Right, next prediction. What else you got?
Adam and Sarah are going to get back together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dull.
Boring. And overall, so this is my final bit, the following character is going to have more episodes this year.
Okay, so these are going to go up in the charts. Who are we going to see more of this year, for sure?
Adam, Nina, Glenda, Todd, George, Tyrone, Fizz, Abby, Tim, Sally, Kevin and Debbie.
Any of those, do you think, in a particular top 10 material, the way things are going?
I reckon Tim, Sally, Kevin... Abby, Todd.
I think Abby in the top 10 isn't a bad shout for this year, the way things are going. I really hope so. Okay, good predictions. Well, we'll see who's righter this time next year.
If anyone's got Sean Bean's number or Reece Shearsmith and you want me to phone on behalf of ITV, let me know.
Yeah.
I've got nothing on.
Okay. Prayers then, yeah? Time for the prayers.
I haven't got many.
You're not?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Me to go first?
So more medical storylines.
So this is the section where we say what we want to happen. Just things that are saying, please, Corrie, just no more medical storylines.
No more medical
storylines. Like that.
Nobody wants them. They're not accurate. They are harmful misinformation at times. They are actively undermining what you want to achieve or as a show. If you want to be educational, if you want to be entertaining, no.
They make Gemma sad.
I think you should go back to 5 episodes.
Oh.
Yep.
Where would you cut your half an hour from? Friday, so that we can start recording the podcast earlier.
Just the middle of Wednesday again.
Okay.
I think please do not get rid of Jenny at the pub. I think a lot of people are starting to think that Jenny might not be the landlady at the end of the year, and I say please do not do that. That is my prayer. I want them to give her a new love interest, like I said. And my other one is don't just drop storylines that haven't had adequate and satisfactory endings.
Okay.
Like
you got no like character based prayers or anything,
no,
particularly
really.
Apart from Jenny.
No, because I mean, I'm thinking of. I mean, it's 45 minutes in.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got loads.
I know you do. If we both wrote essays for this, we would be here all day.
Right. Well, you have to see what you think of this then. Characters that I would like to see more of. Maybe we will. Obviously, Jenny. She's up there. Got to see a bit more of Lady Connor. Amy, I really, really rate Amy. Almavania is superb. There's a real spark to that character that it's just gone seriously underused in the last year or so. She's the right age. She's part of the Barlow clan. Get her more on my telly. I think she's ace. Alahan's got to have more of the Power family there. I don't know what's going on with Asher and Ardy in their character counts. They just don't seem to use them. I don't get it. People like them. Get them more on my telly. And Sally is another one that I think I'd just desperately like to see more of. She was great in 2024, but was really just coming in to say a funny few lines here and there, and then she went off again. Possibly quite expensive, Sally Dinover, but go on, she's worth it. Coronation Street. Go for your emergency fund. I think the characters... Okay, I'm going to be vague about this. We know that some characters are leaving.
Yeah, we do.
Not going to say anything more about that. The ones that I like, I wish that they're not killed off. Okay?
I agree with you.
Let's keep those doors open for the characters that are going that I like, that maybe one day they'll be able to return.
I mean, also, there might be one that I would say, if there's a story that you're thinking of doing for somebody that might not be a good story and everyone hates the idea of it, maybe you should just listen.
Would be very, very good.
And not do that story because it sounds like a really stupid idea and I really hate the whole concept of it.
Speaking of which, I've also got fewer hospital scenes, obviously, fewer police station scenes, of course. Don't want to see it. I know you got the sets, but please reduce it down. I'm just going to have that every year in my prayer, to be honest.
Yes.
I pray
till we get what we want.
I pray really hard that Cassie is going to be able to come back somehow after this story.
You want her to bounce back?
Yeah, I want her to either be forgiven or to go away for a bit and then come back, or to repent. I just don't know. I really want Corrie to keep hold of Claire Sweeney. I find her fascinating as a character. I find her very charming and charismatic as an actress.
They could do anything. These two characters are interesting.
Maybe Kit and Cassie together. Kit and Cassie as a couple. Bit of an age difference, maybe.
I'm not sure he goes for the older woman.
No.
He seems very superficial, and I think you wouldn't get her references.
Okay, fine. But yeah, I want Cassie to still be able to stay on. I hope that they ease off on the amount of over-editing that they do. We're almost getting to a stage now where every single episode of Coronation Street has got some woozy, blurry editing effect. I got used to it a bit more, but not every episode Coronation Street. Come on, you don't need that. We went through many years without having an awful lot of that, so just tone it down, all right? I'm hoping for more of a focus on the Dobbs household this year.
Yeah, good.
I love the Dobbs household. They got a cracking bunch of characters there. I love my Fizz. I love Tyrone. I want there to be a story for Ruby this year. Like, I don't know, having a friendship with Jake or something maybe, because are we going to see Jake this year more than 5 times? Jake.
No.
Izzy's son. Izzy and
my
Gary's son.
God.
Remember Jake? Yeah, exactly. But I think we might start to see more of him over the coming years. But I really want to like Ruby as much as I liked the old Ruby when she was in her heyday. The young Ruby, should I say. And I think Billy Naylor's great, but she's not giving her anything to do at the moment. No. And I do also hope that Alina and Doran return. I don't know whether it's just Doran, but it feels like that comeback that happened over the summer was then quickly swept away, and it's like, oh, is that it? I was kind of, for the last few months of 2024, I was just kind of expecting, well, they'll be back soon, won't they? And they weren't. And I think I quite liked Alina last year. So yeah, I want to see more of Alina and Doran. Would that
I wouldn't
appease
object
you?
to that at all.
Okay.
But that's a prayer.
Yeah.
So I kept my prayers very short because I don't think
it's going to happen.
Not like characters based. Mine weren't character based.
No.
Mine were just like, stop doing this, start doing that.
Mine were. Okay. Prayer. Bobby's gone. Sorry. It's just I don't
think you're going to find many people disagreeing with you.
It's also just not fun ragging on him all the time. I
know,
feel
I
bad. There's not many characters that we just can't say many nice things about, and it's a bit wary. So you can't say, well, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. We've got to talk about them if they're on.
I know this is what the trouble is about this show, is that I do feel drawn into criticising things I wouldn't normally talk about.
Yeah, but Bobby's just not working. It's too late. Sorry.
Not working.
I need him gone. No major bumps in the road in terms of relationship drama for Swala. Let's have them have nice, smooth sailing. I just want a nice romance for them, yeah. But then I also said here, no wedding yet. I don't necessarily need them to. Don't need it to be a rush. Let it take its time. I don't feel the need for them to rush into it. I'd quite like it just to be a, meandering along in a positive way. I don't.
All right.
Let's eke it out. Eke it out. Let's romance this
year.
You
want a year of engagement.
Yeah. Why not?
A year of wedding.
I want to. I think we're going to see a bit more of Harry Platt this year. Now he's just been recast.
True. Yeah. What a cheeky monkey.
And I really appreciate him. I think he's fab. From what very little we've seen of him. So I'm hoping that in terms of appearances on the show, he's more of a Sam and less of a Lily. Because Lily, she only turns up once every couple of months to say, hello, I'll play football in the garden. Whereas Sam feels like more of an established character that is just kind of naturally there. He's not in it loads.
Yeah, but Sam feels like a character and Lily feels like a placeholder.
Yeah, Lily feels like, do you remember David's got another daughter? And I want Harry to be more of a Sam in terms of appearances, because I think we got a good actor there. Off screen, less discourse around ITV's money woes. Just generally, let's try and be a bit more positive about Coronation Street. We know it's got no money. Let's just not talk about it because it makes me sad. I really want there to be a few more continued crossovers of characters into other people's stories. We're seeing a little bit more of that recently.
Do you not find that more complicated for your notes?
It doesn't matter. I like
You're
it.
Willing
It makes
to take
it feel.
The hit.
I am. It feels more natural. I'd like a new character who's just like nice. Not nice at boring, just, charming. A really charming, nice new character. No baggage, no dark secret. Everybody likes him. And at the end of the year, we can go, this is the year that so-and-so joined. Isn't he popular? Everybody loves this character. I just need reasons for there to be positivity about Coronation Street. And I think if they've got a new character that comes in that's fairly universally liked, and then used a lot, that could do good things for Coronation Street in terms of online discourse. Yeah?
Yes, I agree.
And I think a nice, cheerful, positive, lovable character, rather than someone who's a bit ambiguous, like Hit maybe, could be the key to that. I got no more development of that particular point. Scenes of characters having fun. Yeah? Parties, drinks in the Rovers, knicker stitching antics in the factory. It feels the characters don't have fun anymore. If you've got characters together, they're arguing with each other or moaning about something.
They went bowling the other day, Michael, on a team building exercise. And
We
look what
didn't
happened.
see any of the
Look what
underworld
happened.
team building exercise.
Now Carla's only getting her kidneys taken out.
More fun scenes. I got. I really wanting to have the Battersby sisters making up.
Okay.
I want them to be friends by the end of the year. My prediction kind of tied into that slightly. I really, really would love for Amy and Ardy to finally get together. Because how long have they been drifting, crossing paths in the night or whatever?
Ships that pass in the night.
Like, I think
one
they're
of them's
friends
on
at the
Titanic,
moment.
I'm afraid.
But it's been, clearly they're destined to each other. I think that they've got good chemistry together. I really, really want 2025 to be the year that they take it a step further. Would you like to see that?
Yes.
Good.
Of course I would.
Good. I want David and Shona to stick together. Obviously, things are looking pretty choppy on their waters at the moment, but I love them as a character. No more Shona going back to Kit. Thank you very much. I would love a return for Rosie or Sophie. There's going to be Webster stuff happening this year. I would be happy. I'd take either. I'd love both. But I'd take either Sophie or Rosie coming back to the show, to be honest, to give it a bit more of the classic feel. I think that Rosie is more of an entertaining character. I think that Sophie could handle the dramatic storylines better. She's also pretty funny as well in her own right. It's just been so long since we've seen either of them. If we're going to be having Webster stuff happening this year, let's get one of the girls back, yeah?
Yeah, let's get ready
or
to rumble.
Shelley.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Shelley, come back, please. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's my prayer. Another off-screen one, sorry. I want us to keep on making good merch. Corrie's on quite a nice roll with the merch at the moment, aren't they? We've seen the socks this year. We got the Christmas jumper. I can't remember what else was in 2025, but it feels like we're not going many months before something else turns up on either the ITV shop or the Coronation Street Experience tour shop thingy. So yeah, just keep it going, because I will happily refill ITV's coffers by buying a load of tat that's got Coronation Street printed on it. Actually, I don't know what more I want. Like I want to actually no, I don't want a tie. I'd wear that tie to school every day.
Put a duck on a tie, for God's sake.
Duck on a
It's
tie.
easy.
I'd buy it. Maybe
Or like a cobblestone print.
yeah, anything like that I'd have, or like more socks designs.
Here's another idea.
Or what?
Why don't they do package deals and team up with one of the hotels in Media City and just flog overnight stays and get money that way?
They could do that. Maybe we get more, like, we'll start to see some Corrie branded stuff in Sainsbury's like they did in the Co-op. Because they had the rolls, didn't they? And they had the cakes.
They should definitely do that, but I just cannot see Sainsbury's giving enough of a crap. Sainsbury's seems too big to care.
Sainsbury's too up itself to
think
produce Corrie branded
too
food.
uppity, yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is why it's a prayer. There's also the opportunity for other business branded stuff on Coronation Street. We can buy Roy's stuff now. We can buy Roy's print on everything.
They never
the Rovers,
did any, like, they could have so easily done, like, speed dial branded curries.
Yeah, they could. But yeah, I don't know. Give me some more stuff with business print on. I'd lap it up.
Oh yeah. You mean in world, like?
Oh yeah.
You mean like Kevin Webster's garage mug or?
Yeah. More stuff like that.
Whatever.
More stuff like that. I love it. I really think I would quite like it if the bistro closed.
The bistro?
Just to get more people back in the Rovers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done with the bistro. There's been a bistro
building
building there for about 15 years or so.
I don't agree with you.
No?
I'd rather get rid of speed dial.
Yes, maybe I'd
I
probably
don't even
prefer
mind
speed dial.
if speed dial the business opens in the bistro.
Oh, okay.
I don't even mind if that happens, or like they turn the bistro into an Indian or Pakistani restaurant or whatever they want to, or change the business completely. But that set, I think, is really important because it's on the street. If you're going to get rid of it, what are you going to put there?
Oh, I don't know. They could put something.
But you see what I mean? Like that's the there's too many. I agree with you. Too many places to go to eat. Speed dial, because it is in a basement basically on a street that was never there to begin with, feels, if you're going to cut that one. But of all the places to eat, I think that a Pakistani restaurant makes way more sense in modern era Britain. than a bistro that sells, boring, uninspired burgers and steaks.
I just find that the bistro is more competition for the Rovers than speed dials, which is why I kind of went for bistro first.
I don't know if it is. But if you put speed dial in there, at least it wouldn't be somewhere to go to drink.
This is true. Okay, possibly a bit controversial. Well, maybe not. I don't know. The cabin.
What are you going to say? How dare you?
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
This is in the centre of the street. Massive building. Yes, it's iconic. Yes, it's been there for 50 years. It's been on the show for 50 years. It's not been in the same location. But we just haven't seen inside of it for years, or very, very small amounts of it.
I do like...
Use it or lose it. Turn it into something else. Get new owners, or actually use the owners that are there. I don't think in these modern times, of course paper shops do exist, but they're getting further and fewer between.
I do like that naff kind of 80s, 90s vibe that you get inside of it, because anyone who lives in this country knows the exact vibe that is felt in that shop. You go in there, there's plastic vinyl tiles on the floor. Half of them are worn away. There's a person behind the till who you think should have retired 20 years ago. All of the boiled sweets are stuck together in the tubs. They've got like a rack of CDs from artists from a parallel universe. They've got like cards with little chubby angels on them that nobody's bought.
Tell you what they haven't got. Yellow truck in the window.
There's no yellow truck anymore.
I think maybe Rita's like, I'm going to keep the cabin open until we sell our yellow truck. And the day that yellow truck gets
it's like when old Quartermass died.
Yeah, exactly. And then
they ended
the
show.
cabin will be over. But I just don't think it serves a purpose and is needed. There? I don't really know. It could be another little eatery or an ice cream. So I don't have any ideas. Maybe I need to think more about that.
A bakery would be cool.
Yeah, but equally, it's another one of these businesses that's like, in real life, would that actually survive and thrive?
Yeah, if it was Greg's, it would. But yeah, bakery, not an eat-in bakery, but selling bread and cakes.
Okay, how about?
Because there could be funny stories about, we've put the wrong name on this.
Here's something very controversial. I'm sure will never happen. Move devs into where the cabin is and build another house where the shop is.
Yeah.
Add number 15 on as a proper house. Then we get more people living on the street and on off the street. I think that would be a big bold move, but we got a new producer and the time is right for big bold moves, I think.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of changing what the street looks like.
How are these prayers different from your pictures?
My pictures is we had a couple of storylines, wasn't it? We're describing a storyline that would happen.
I think I've kind of like done a different thing to you.
Well, never mind. Okay. Hashtag bring back Henry, always.
Always.
An end to the gangster stuff. Sick of it. Here's another storyline thing. I want Ken to be the one to suss Cassie out.
Yeah.
Give him a bit of agency. He's got a brain in that head, and it.
Yeah,
he's being taken advantage of.
Coot, is he?
No,
he's a canny guy.
Yeah, he's being taken advantage of. Let's him suss her out rather than just having things happen to him.
Yeah, don't want him to be a helpless old man.
Yeah. And I'd also hopefully like there to be another fun press day that we can go on because that was great.
Yeah, okay.
That was great. And it'd be nice to be able to have a good reason to go to Manchester again to do a little behind the scenes stuff. But maybe that's me just being a bit selfish. But of course I want to share it with our lovely listeners as well. You
did have a good time.
You had a good time as
I know,
well.
but I was very nervous.
You were nervous, but you enjoyed it. We won a quiz.
I know, I can't do that again.
I know. Do you think we'd have to give our trophies back if there was another quiz?
I can't. No, I'm retiring with one. That's one and done.
We can just become the quiz masters and mistresses.
I think that people that did it were better than we would ever be.
Right. Okay. So pictures then. So what have you done for pictures? Have you taken it on a different?
Mine are kind of like your prayers, like maybe. I don't know, but do you want to hear them?
Yes.
I want a new family to move in.
Okay, that's a prayer.
No,
that's all right.
A new family, please.
Okay, tell me more about this family that you have
Well, I don't
invented.
know. What do you think would be a good idea for? Like, I'm trying to think because I like the idea of what you were saying, like someone who's just really nice. Because I was thinking all the things I was thinking are like that just sounds boring. But then I was thinking back to the people. It seems like every time they bring a family in, they have to have a story, and the stories are always over within 6 months, and it's always really dumb. and like extravagant, but you don't care because these people, you don't know who they are. So, for example, the Bailey's coming in with like, oh, Ed's a gambler. I don't really care. I don't care that you had a nice big house and you lost it. Sorry, I'm not interested. And like the ones who had the where they were undercover.
Yeah, the Mortons.
The Mortons. Oh, we're in hiding. We're whatever it's called. What is it called when you're in witness protection? Boring. I don't know who you are. So what do I care? It's difficult. Do you bring someone in and go, yeah, these are just boring normal people. Watch what they do. I don't know.
Oh no, sorry, that's not the Mortons. That's Harris's. Sorry,
Harris's. Yeah.
People are shouting.
I don't remember what the Mortons did. Well, did they not have one? Maybe that's why they left so quickly.
Maybe. And
I don't think the Desires had a story, did they?
What? Why they came in?
Not really. No. I don't think you need one. I think
it was just that because they were investing in the gym, wasn't it? Sharif was.
Yeah.
So your pictures, you want there to be a new storyline.
I want it to be a nuclear family.
What are you pitching then? So you got Kate Brooks saying, "Go on then, what storyline? Well, tell me about this family that I need to be investing a lot in." What should they be like?
Mum and a dad, and I want 2 kids, and I want them to be around, like 15, 16.
I would quite like there to be a new nuclear family.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Nuclear family.
Yeah.
And I don't have any more than that.
Great. Okay. What's your next pitch?
Hit and run mystery.
Okay. Tell me more.
Someone gets killed.
Yeah.
And nobody knows who did it. Not even us.
Okay.
And then we have to work out from the clues who it is that did it, because that road, Rosamond Street, is so dangerous. Even though it's like it's like, I don't even know how long. You couldn't even get a car to go 30 miles an hour on that road for how short it is. But people are always getting run over on that road.
They are.
So I think I would like someone to get run over and killed and turned into jam. Maybe one of the new family. Yeah, new family comes in.
So we're not losing anyone that's dear to us.
No, new family comes in and his snotty teenage son, he gets run over right outside Audrey's.
I don't know. I think Corrie was more likely to make it the character that's been the nicest. Because like they did with Mason recently when they killed him off, but they made us really like him
because
first.
Everyone's got to be a suspect. Like he kicked over all the buckets of flowers outside Tracy's shop, so she doesn't like him. So he threw eggs at the window of the Rovers, so Jenny doesn't like him. He said that Leanne was a stuck-up bitch, so she doesn't like him. He punctured Nick's tyres of his fancy car, so he doesn't like him.
Right. Okay.
He's like a tearaway teen, and he gets run over.
Okay, so it's a purposeful running over, is it?
Yeah, somebody killed him on purpose because he's so annoying.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the big summer storyline for everybody to enjoy.
Okay, what else you got?
And it's going to raise awareness of looking both ways before you cross the road.
Raising awareness of lollipop men.
Yeah, I want there to be a new shop where speed dial is.
Right, okay.
I'm going to get rid of speed dial and I'm going to put in a little lifestyle kind of cool like clothes and jewellery and homewares, like an Oliver bonus or like Anthropology kind of like.
Is it going to be an actual real life shop that's going to be sponsoring Coronation Street?
Yeah, why not Anthropology? Would love to sponsor Coronation Street. I bet they would go gagging for it. I'll get in there. If you put me in the pitch meeting, I'll sort it out. Alright. I've got some things from Anthropology, so I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Amy and Ardy are going to run it together.
Oh, that would be nice.
Because Amy's got her money from her. Is she not studying business at university? She is studying
business or something with risks. Is she? I don't remember.
And she's got the money from her inheritance, and I just think that buying a little business and opening it, and then she's going to go out with Ardy, and then she and Ardy, because Ardy's going to be like, I know how to run a business, and then he'll help her, and there's going to be all kinds of hijinks and like people steal things, or they've ordered too many olives, or
yeah, okay, that sounds nice.
Do you know what I think?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
See, I'm doing my pictures are like your prayers, but my prayers were like, can you stop?
That's all right. That's all right. If we've interpreted this differently,
I'm sure we did it like this before.
No, we definitely did. My pictures last year were things like when I did my bathroom bomber storyline. I had the story.
I do remember that.
And that's more what I've done this year. I've kind of plotted out a couple of stories.
I haven't done it because I know that it would take hours to go through every idea I came up with.
Okay, keep going.
I want a family feud. I want there to be a proper family feud. I want them either Barlow's versus the Platts, or the Websters versus
That
the
sounds
Alahans.
good.
Some kind of proper family argument where I think we kind of had in the past, but a properly good one. Because we kind of had a bit of it bubbling up when we had Bethany versus Daisy.
Yeah.
Do you remember? At the very beginning of last year, what were they like? Oh, who's that girl over there? Oh, that girl's a bitch. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I want something like that to actually happen on the show.
It would be good to have
two
families at war. Of course, you need to build up the families first,
because
and there aren't very many families. But
we've had rivalries, like, you know, Sally versus Yasmin, Sally versus everybody.
In your pitch for this family at war, would you like it to be, you know, viewers obviously siding for one family, or could it be, I can understand both points of view? This is going to be
like, I really would like it to be Platts versus the Barlows, but I don't think either of them are in a strong position at the moment.
What do you mean?
The Platts versus the Barlows. I just don't think that they're in a strong position.
Well, we've lost the matriarch Gail.
Yeah, and I also think the Barlows are too spread out. There's no... They really... Kate Oates did such a fantastic job of unifying them for the story with Ken.
Yeah, the stroke story and the Who Pushed Ken story.
And there have been, you know, the Platts have been unified in the past, but not now. Because Shona and David are at loggerheads for a start.
Okay, but we could
Gail's gone. Yeah, where's Audrey? I haven't seen hide nor hair of her for ages.
We could stick it in
Max
the tail end of the year.
is too busy trying to adopt a baby. Like, what you want to do is spend 2025 building up the Platts and the Barlows, properly making them big, strong family units, and then you start to drop these little hints, and then you get peripheral characters, you know, like Adam or...
Well, are Adam and Sarah going to be the Romeo and Juliet of this family feud?
Like, who are they going to side with? Some of these people on the edge of, or like married in and married back out again. Who are they going to go with? What's their idea? Yeah.
Okay, nice.
And Roy tries to retire from Roy's roles. He's had enough now. He's sick and tired of battering bombs.
Rolls over.
Yeah, rolls over. So he leaves it to Nina, because I do think there was a story where he said that he was going to leave it to Nina.
I think there was as well. That does ring a bell.
And so Nina is completely over. She can't cope. She's completely underwater with it, and we just watch her struggling trying to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy kind of hovering and kind of like, oh, I wish I could, but I can't. And I think that I'm going to give David Nielsen time off. And I'm going to say...
He does, I think that we're not going to probably see it as much Roy this year.
And I'm going to say that he is visiting Evelyn. And I'm going to say that he's doing a course on train tracks or something.
Okay.
At the university, and that's why he's not there. But I would love to see Nina... even though I find them very boring, it feels like there's only a few non-relationship stories that can be done on Coronation Street. And business is the one I'm talking about when I say I find them very boring. But I find them a lot less stressful and frustrating and saddening than I do medical storylines. And also...
You don't like medical storylines?
I hate medical storylines. And I also don't want any more police storylines. So the only other thing seems to be left is business.
Okay.
And so I've given you 2 new business ideas, 2 groups of young people starting out in business. Because we had more of that happen before. Because we had... You know, Muleface. We had like with
double glammy
McDonald's with their t-shirt printing. You know, people were more entrepreneurial. It feels like in the earlier days of Coronation Street.
Simon had a business idea.
Simon's idea was to make Deliveroo, but only for people that live within a mile of you, which is just the most pointless thing I've ever heard in my life. But
what about Chesburger?
He didn't even do it. He just talked a big game about it, and then he never bloody did it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Good pitch.
And then my final pitch is fire at the hospital.
Oh, yeah. The hospital's never caught on fire before.
Set the whole bloody thing on fire.
We've had lots of fires on the street. Most houses have been on fire at some point. So yeah, let's make it...
I have a dream.
Let's give it a hospital fire.
I have a dream.
That'd be excellent. Get rid of it. Wipe it out.
And my dream is... fireball explosion blowing up the front of the Tony Warren building, and people with tubes coming out their nose and like wires in their arms screaming and running, and everything's on fire, and then Dr. Gallus comes out and goes, it's all gone, We can never rebuild here.
What's Dr. Gaddis doing in the
Because
hospital?
she's a doctor. It's a medical storyline. And then Moira comes and says, I was going to come back, but now I can't because there's no more medical storylines.
Oh.
And then Dr. Gaddis picks her phone up and she says, oh, the NHS has just closed this hospital forever.
Sounds great to me. Nobody's allowed to get sick anymore. Just be more careful.
And Dr. Gaddis says, if you're ill, you're on your own.
You.
You're on your own. Just put, I don't know, a leech on it. I can't help you now.
Nice pictures. I'm sure they'll be snapping up some of those
if I only
ideas.
get
They'll be
one,
knocking on your door this next weekend.
If I only get one, I want fire at the hospital. No more medical storylines.
Fire at the hospital could actually be quite good.
I think fire at the hospital would be really awesome.
Can they just like borrow the casualty set? Maybe no. We want to get rid of the Corrie one, don't we?
We burn it down.
There's just not many actual locations in the Corrie set. There's like one ward and one little waiting
I know,
room,
but I did say I was going to burn it down myself. So if you want me to film it, I'll do it on the cheap.
They could put out like a competition or an auction. Highest bidder
Gets
of the
to
fans
throw a
get
Molotov cocktail through the window
at the hospital set and say no more medical
The thing is,
storylines.
I do think they're more likely to, if they're going to blow anything up, they blow up the medical centre because that's inside the set. And I think if they blew up the front of their reception building for the main administration block of Coronation Street, which is, now the entrance.
They kind of need that, don't they?
Of the hospital for general. But it was so
the medical
funny.
centre, they don't even use it anymore, do they?
No, burn it down!
Barely.
Burn it down.
I say keep the medical centre. Let's just have people like having, sprained ankles.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that.
And then Dr. Gaddis says, I'm glad you don't have cancer because we can't do anything about it here.
I think if we got rid of the medical centre, we could say, but we want to keep Dr. Gaddis, clearly, don't we? Move her in. Move her into the street.
Yes,
Give her
she
a
can
house.
live.
She can live in the newly refurbished corner shop that's now a house.
Yeah.
Newly converted, I mean. Okay, right. I've just got two pictures, but because we've interpreted this different, which is fine.
You always make it sound like it's my fault.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sure none of the listener predictions and pictures and prayers that we've got are as detailed as any of this.
No, but look, everybody wants what I just said to happen. Nothing you can say can top what I just said.
I'm
Burn
gonna
down the
say
hospital.
my pictures. I'm not even saying that I want them to happen, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people that say this is ridiculous. But I've just, as I say, been a bit creative with this. So Kate Brooks has come up to me and says, right, Michael, I promise non-linear storytelling. I'm saying that's my thing. What do you got? So I've got my two predictions. No, sorry, my two pictures this year are both non-linear storytelling pictures.
I don't even know what you're going to say.
So, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. It feels like, how many ways are there to do non-linear storytelling?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've got a couple that I think are a little bit different from what's happened in Coronation Street so far. And there has been a fair bit in the last 6 months. But if non-linear storytelling is what Kate Brooks wants, then really, this is what she's getting from me.
Non-linear storytelling is just non-chronological, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah. They're not just showing things in the order that happen. And I
Also,
know loads of people hate it.
I do also really love the way that this one line that she said, which is clearly just referring to the Mason storyline, when he had a vision of two things.
His alternative, what if?
But now
scenes.
we said about non-linear storytelling. Everyone's using that phrase to describe what happens. And I think that I wonder if she'd said something different if we'd all be saying non-chronological storytelling.
Right, okay. So this is my first one. My first non-linear storytelling thing. I can't even remember what I've put here because I wrote this a few days ago. Right, this is for the ITV's 70th birthday, right?
When's
Happening
that?
September.
Okay.
Yeah? It was the 60th.
70th?
Yeah, it was the 60th when they had the live episode. Okay?
Ooh.
So my non-linear storytelling idea for
ITV's
for that, 70th birthday. No, they're not. Right, so it starts, the storyline starts a few weeks before the anniversary. So Roy, and if you've been watching the ITV3 classic Corries this week, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Roy has been reacquainted with his old friend Clifford, right? So
Clifford the big red dog?
No. Clifford was somebody who went to school with him, and in 2006, I think we're in classic now, he arranged a school reunion. Roy was like, I don't really want to go. Clifford was the only one that
Sounds
was...
about right.
He's the only kid at school that was lower on the pecking order than me. Hayley persuades him to go. He goes. It turns out that he's the only one there. And then you get a couple of months of Roy and Clifford being friends. And Clifford is a massive nerd. He's like even nerdier than Roy. So I'm saying bring back Clifford. Sadly, actor Mike Walling, who played him, died in 2020, so they're going to have to recast him. But anyway, so the build-up is friends with Clifford again, because I can't remember what happened. This is the problem with this one, that this may well be a bit of retconny because I don't remember exactly everything that happened here, but put that to one side. So Clifford's made contact with Roy after hearing all about the prison dramas last year, and throughout the year they have some lovely heartwarming scenes together. Wouldn't that be nice, everyone? Just Roy and his new mate Clifford, or reunited with his mate Clifford, having some lovely times like model railway building or train spotting, or Roy introduces him to bat watching, nice stuff with Nina, that sort of thing. Sounding nice already? Just nice, lovely Roy stuff.
He hit his head somewhere?
This isn't non-linear yet, by the way.
And he's just dreaming this has happened.
No, this is happening. So there's also, and this is just to facilitate canon, an offhand remark somewhere about Clifford being actually, because he was so clever and nerdy, he was skipped ahead a year at school, so he's actually a year younger than Roy. That's very important, okay? Roy never knew this.
I've got no idea where this is going.
Okay, so basically I'm just establishing that Clifford is back, yeah? One day, Clifford's nonagenarian mother, Marge, dies. I've even given her a name. I've got his backstory for Clifford now. So his mum's dead. Roy helps Clifford with all his mum's stuff, cleaning out her house and whatnot. And he finds finds a faded letter, right, in Marge's stuff, in her effects. Too hard to read apart from the name at the bottom.
Roy.
Kenneth.
What the hell are you talking about?
Right. Day of the funeral comes. Roy goes along with Clifford. Still haven't got to the non-linear bit. Don't worry, it's coming. Goes along to his mum's funeral, Marge's funeral. Not expected to be many other mourners there because of, Clifford's got no mates. He's a massive nerd. Ken offers to come along to support Roy. He's like, okay, I'll make up the numbers. Why not? Got nothing
Ken
better
goes
to do.
okay.
Yeah, he's like, you're my
Ken's
mate,
like, I love funerals.
Yeah, he's like Blanche.
I see what Blanche was saying now.
Yeah. Before the service, so just waiting for it to come to get kick off. Ken has a look at the order of service, right? He takes a look at it and then he goes, clutches his chest, passes out, right? Ken has seen something so immensely shocking that it's caused him to pass out. Flashback.
A flashback?
September 1955.
Are you kidding me?
The beginning of ITV. We are going to even have a scene where our character is watching the beginning of ITV3. There's your non-linear storytelling. Albert Tatlock's tuning in to the new channel. A young 15-year-old Kenneth Barlow is there, sitting, ready to watch. So we're going to have, this is just basically an episode set in 1955. Yeah? That'd be brilliant. I would love that. It's got some slightly younger versions of some of the old characters. Obviously can't be played by the same actors.
Are they going to be computer generated?
No.
Just to make them look a bit more like...
No, I'm not having any of that rubbish. I don't even know if I want it in black and white colour, to be honest. But yeah, so you've got slightly younger Ina and Elsie and Annie and whatnot. Dramas that the characters are going through can all be fairly, one up and done dramas like they used to have in the olden days. They didn't have so many continuing stories in the early days of Coronation Street. So I'm just thinking like the episode before the big 70th anniversary one is Ken going, and then now you've got all the dramas in one episode of what's going on in 1955. Main drama though is centred around Ken's courting of Marjorie Withers, who, according to Corriepedia,
oh my god,
is the first girl that he ended up bedding. I looked at Ken on Corriepedia's character page and we found out that he lost his virginity to Marjorie Withers in 1955, age 15. And this is the story of how Ken got his end away. And
I don't know.
Yeah. Possibility that we've got a few big jumps forward in time, like showing things like her dad's reaction to finding out that she's pregnant with Ken's baby. Yeah. Flash forward to the birth, maybe. She names him Clifford. Yes, that's right, everybody. Roy's friend Clifford is actually Ken's son. He wakes up through his little collapse back in the present day.
And he's a year younger than him. No, he's a year younger than Roy.
Younger than Roy. Because Roy was born in 1955. And I had to finagle it a little bit so that this boy who was in the same year as him at school was born in 1956. Okay. So that's why I put that a little bit in. So Ken wakes up and maybe Roy's fanning him with the order of service. And then we see the name of the deceased is Marjorie Withers. Yes, it's the same person.
That's hilarious.
Future episodes see Ken coming to terms with having yet another
why
undiscovered
not?
son.
He's got loads
How
of
many
them.
more has he got in the woodworks? I don't know. Technicalities involved in inheritance. Maybe even, bring back Peter, bring back Lawrence, Ken's other son. And
it's a new Barlow for my fight.
There we go. So bringing back Clifford, because I'm really enjoying him on ITV3 at the moment. He's actually Ken's son. And you must like the idea of an episode set in 1955.
Oh, I love that idea.
First day of ITV broadcasting.
Right, so I'll be Kate Brooks.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
Oh, why not?
It's
too expensive.
Silly. It's too expensive, and nobody cares about Clifford.
I don't care that nobody cares about Clifford. I just needed a way to get a 1955 episode in, so I went back on the Corriepedia 1955-56 page.
That is a really good idea, though, just to have something Coronation Street related that would be set in 1955.
And that's non-linear storytelling, because that is in the past, if you didn't realise.
That's in the past,
Yep.
so learn about
There we go.
chronology.
Right, that's my pitch number 1.
Okay, we're not doing that one. Next one.
Pitch number 2. I'm thinking this is like a Britain's Got Talent week type thing, or a Super Soap week, I don't know. Sally and Tim have been having some marital problems. This ties in with I want more Sally and Tim this year. That's why I've picked,
Sally and Tim more
this slot.
this year, please.
Yeah. She's been spending more and more time with Kevin recently because of his medical woes or what have you, and the other dramas that are going on with the Websters this year. Tim's feeling a bit neglected because Sally's back to her old family. Rosie's back too, of course. That ties in with one of my prayers or predictions. I can't remember where I put it. She's got a baby because that's what Helen Flanagan has said that she wants when Rosie comes back. She's also finding Tim a bit of a waste of space. So Tim's really pretty down in the dumps with all this. One day, Sally and Tim and Rosie go out to the Red Wreck. Yeah, baby in the buggy. Don't know what the baby's called. I haven't come up with that. Sally and Tim end up having another massive argument over Kevin, and Sally storms off, right? Yeah. Tim and Rosie chase up Sally out of the park. They argue. Tim and Sally are arguing in the middle of a pelican crossing. Suddenly, a lorry comes careening down the street, ploughs into them, sending them flying. Sally picks herself up. Nobody else is moving. Rosie, baby, Tim, all just lying there on the floor.
They're dead?
Wait and see. Over the course
That's what I'm thinking if I'm watching this.
I know, that's what you're thinking if you're watching it.
Is this the end of the episode, or
I don't know. You've got to spread it out over 5 episodes somehow for the week.
Okay,
over the course of the week,
you've
got Sally having to come to terms with the consequences of her actions and just arguing in the middle of the street. Bad move, Sally. Rosie's dead. Rosie is 100% dead.
Oh my God, I cannot believe you brought back Helen Flanagan just to kill her.
Done it. Baby survived, badly injured. Because they can't kill a baby, can you? Sorry. Well, Tim, critical condition in hospital, right?
I hope he doesn't die.
Not the non-linear stuff hasn't started yet. Don't worry, you've not missed it. This is a twist. Handful of residents in the street are rallying around Sally to support her as the week goes on, but others are finding it a bit more difficult to stand by her, especially as they blame Sally for what's happened.
Yeah, I would.
Kevin can't forgive her. She's responsible for killing our Rosie.
Kevin's very judgmental at the best of times.
Exactly. Yeah. So he doesn't want to see her. Debbie and Abby, don't want to know. Don't want to know. Gemma, she's a friend of Rosie's. Briefly, she makes Sally's life hell. So she's harassing Sally in the street. She's yelling at her window. She's like, "Can you hear me, Sally? Get yourself out here. Come and face me. Come on, Sally."
Yeah, quite like that.
Yeah. Papers have got Sally on the front page. Headlines about
ex-mayor disgraced.
Yeah, exactly. Former Mayor Weatherfield responsible for young Mun's death.
Oh God.
Like Sally, they're also like Gemma. They're also hounding Sally from outside the front door, and Sally's hiding behind the window. The press are there banging on the door, and eventually they go away. I can't remember where I was going with that, but I'm sure it was very clever thought that I had at the time. Anyway, one night, when she's sitting next to Tim in hospital, he's still alive, Gemma, remember? He wakes up and he's like, Sally! And she speaks to him and she regrets their falling out and says, "Sorry, Tim."
Oh, hang on a minute.
But she's blaming herself here and then he ends up dying. Tim's dead. They had a little reunion. I'm thinking Des Barnes style, right? So remember when Des got hit over the head with those drug dealers and he bashed his head on the table and he wakes up for a bit for Natalie in hospital, and he dies. So Rosie's dead. Tim's dead. This is disaster.
Terrible.
Towards the end of the week, Sally's considering moving away from Weatherfield to get away from the backlash. It's all right. You might be right. You might be pleased with yourself. She's thinking about moving away from Weatherfield to get away from all this backlash that she's facing. All the terrible memories there. Rita's saying, No, don't. Look, people are just in shock. They'll understand the drama. Just come on, stay with us, Sally. It's fine. It's going to be fine. People will forgive you. And then on Friday, where am I going now? Oh no, what have I got? I'm just looking at this. We also have Sally having flashbacks to the scene of the accident. There's a bit of non-linear storytelling for you.
Is she having shaky cam?
Bit of shaky cam, bit of sound effects
here. Does her vision grey around the edges?
Probably something like that.
Cool.
She imagines seeing herself. What am I going with here? I tell you, I haven't written this I wrote this days ago. Seeing herself on the side of the road by the Pelican Crossing, just rewatching the events of the week that happened. All slow motion, all that kind of jazz. People will moan. Slowed down, whir of the traffic, the beeping of the Pelican Crossing. It's like woo, woo, woo. Friday, she actually goes back to this place, right? Stands there on the side of the road, reliving the same shots that we'd seen in the flashback. Only the road is empty, save for a few floral tributes. Suddenly, she sees Tim. Is it Ghost Tim? Who knows? Who knows? Saying, Sally, come on, you need to get on with your life. Just carry on living. Just breathe. Just keep breathing. Just for me. Come on, Sally, you can do it. Come away from the road. We need to come away from the road, Sally. Come on, come back. Sally has a bit of a breakdown. Things go blurry and woozy for her. Then, twist. She wakes up. She was the one who was hit by the car. This has all been Sally's dream. Bit like Mason's one, but this is lasting a week.
This is different.
She was the one in the coma all along. She's all right. Rosie's all right. Tim's all right. They all make up and everything's lovely. And all those little things that were happening during the week, like Gemma saying, what did I have Gemma saying? Come on, Sally. Can you hear me, Sally? Come on. That was her trying to wake her up.
Clever. I like that.
When we had Rita saying, you don't leave us, Sally, don't leave us. That was her saying, you got to wake up. When you had Tim going, Sally, Sally, that was him trying to get through to her. Yeah. So it was all clues that were dripped in there during the week. And that is my 2 pictures for non-linear storytelling in Corrie in 2025. Don't think it's going to happen. But I had quite a lot of fun putting it together.
Can I be Kate Brooks again?
I don't know. You were quite cutthroat in your response to my last story. I don't know. Go on then.
I like it.
I'm not done yet.
I like that
idea.
Oh,
thanks.
But I'm going to say, can we do it but Tim dies?
But Tim actually dies at the end. Oh, Tim's great. I've got no problem with Tim.
I thought that was very good. I like that. Very well done.
Thanks.
I'll give you a round of applause.
Thanks for that,
I mean, it wasn't as good as my idea
rates,
that Amy opens a branch of anthropology.
I know. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe I don't even want that to happen. And I know lots of people at home listening do not want non-linear storytelling. But, we're in non-linear storytelling land for Coronation Street for the moment. So I thought I'd just go with it.
It definitely couldn't happen this year. But I do like that idea.
Thanks. Thanks very much. Right. Let's have a look, Gemma, at how right we were with last year's predictions. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I was right.
I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to give you a bit of a job to do, and you can read out how right we were with the prayers, all right, if I do the predictions. So,
right, okay.
You on to it? Right, so, Michael, that's me. This is what I got correct for 2024.
Have you... Okay.
I've done it. It's fine. You'll be fine.
All right.
Whoever takes the producer role on, fans won't be happy.
Yeah.
I'm going to claim that as I'm right. I don't know whether people are changing their mind a little bit now slightly, but I remember, people was like, oh, Kate Brooks, we got another Emmerdale cast off. I was open-minded about it, and I still think that we're onto a pretty good thing with Kate Brooks.
To be fair, we'll give people credit here. They did wait a whole week before they started saying that she was going to be crap at the job and ruin the whole show.
I predicted that the Rovers is going to be still pretty empty, and fans will wonder what was the point of the whole Jenny sells up the Rovers story. I haven't done a straw poll among the fans this year, but I think if we were... people would say, yeah, that whole story where they sold up the Rovers and closed it was a bit of a waste of time.
No, it wasn't, because they're doing it now with the kidney.
Oh, maybe. I'm still claiming that as a win. Right, I predicted there was going to be some kind of big mystery or whodunit.
Yeah, that was good.
But it won't match the hype of the Six in EastEnders. So they had a couple. They had What's Happened to Lauren. They had Who Killed Joel. Neither matched the hype of the Six, but I'm going to claim that one. Continued tragic underuse of Eileen. Yes. Rita and Audrey continue to work despite really needing to retire. Well, I haven't seen much of them working, but I think they still are. There's been a bit of Audrey in the salon this year, hasn't there? And I also predicted a love interest for Glenda. She kissed Michael once, so I'm going to take that as a win. Gemma, what you got right this year? You got a few correct-ish ones, but what you got right this year, I think this is right. Asher and Nina break up. I think they're
don't know if
broken
they
up. I don't know. But I'm going to say that. I'm going to say you got that one right because I can't remember. You also said Dee Dee and Joel are going to get more serious, and it's revealed he has a dark secret.
Brilliant.
You knew all along Joel was going to have a dark secret, so well done for that when you got that right. Here's our correct-ish predictions. Partly right, partly wrong. I said Bethany was going to find out about the money, the Stephen money that Jenny and Daisy have nicked, and she's going to use that knowledge to blackmail Daisy. So Bethany did find out about the money, but she didn't really blackmail. She just kind of came out with it at a dinner party. So 50-50 with that one. I said that Ryan would return from Glasgow, was he in, or Edinburgh? I can't remember. And that he and Daisy would officially become an item. Yep, that happened. But then I said back to having little or nothing to do with Carla, though. And he has kind of still been loitering around Carla, hasn't he? So mate, that's fairly right.
He did what really Bobby should have been doing a lot of the time.
Yeah. We're going to get to see Paul's condition deteriorate much more than we were expecting. Yes. Peter Ash continues to be brilliant with it. Yes. Here's where I went wrong. I thought the last thing that we would hear Paul say on his machine was, "I love you, Billy." And then he'd have a kind of celebration of life type funeral. He had a rave. So maybe I was right with that. But yeah, the bit about him using his machine to say, "I love you, Billy," I had my heart set on that. And sadly, that didn't come true. Another character who hasn't been used much or who hasn't impressed us will surprise us by getting a big dramatic story and doing brilliantly. A bit like with Ryan in 2023. People were like, what's Ryan doing? Why is he still in the show?
Also, same with Paul.
Yeah, and then I thought there'd be someone else who was just going to be like, blimey, they've not been really used at all. But look at them now. I mean, maybe Lisa is that? Possibly.
Yeah.
So I could claim that as a correct one.
Oh,
or
why don't you?
Dee Dee. But then Dee Dee wasn't really underused or not liked before. I don't know, maybe. Eliza's next one. Eliza is mad at Stu when she discovers about him bribing Dom to stay away, but ends up staying at number 6 when she discovers Dom wanted to sell her to Stu. So basically, Eliza was mad at Stu when she found out about the whole bribery thing, but she hasn't stayed at number 6. Neither Stu. An actual birth will take place, as we haven't gone 2 calendar years without one. Yeah, that's right. But I said it was going to be Bethany or Amy. So I was right that there was a birth, wrong about who the mum would be. Gemma, do you want to know what your right-ish ones are?
Yeah.
You got fair through. A focus on Adam, Sarah, Damon, Shona and David. Well, Shona and David have had a quite good year, at least in the back end of it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say we'd had a whole lot of Adam, Sarah and Damon.
No.
One of the people who are having an affair will get pregnant.
Yeah.
Bethany, Sarah or Nina. Now, you're right in that Daisy was having an affair and she got pregnant. But you just got the name wrong.
I'm taking it.
Okay. Paul will not choose to go through with assisted dying. Ding, correct. But something will happen to make him die sooner anyway. I'm going to say no to that one. I think he kept holding on for quite a long time. But then Gadas starts an investigation as she remembers him asking for morphine.
Yeah,
nothing went with that, did it? No.
Ryan still got that. Ooh.
What?
As in Billy still got that.
Maybe. Don't know.
He could kill anyone he likes.
Couldn't they? Ryan's going to return. Yes. He and Daisy will get together. Yes. Bethany will eventually dump Daniel and Daniel will win Daisy back and they get married at Christmas.
No.
So he started off well there, but we didn't have that Daniel and Daisy reunion and wedding at Christmas. It's revealed that Lauren has been a sex worker and she asked for Max's help to get out of it. So we do get to find out that she...
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Semi. There's a physical confrontation between Max and one of Lauren's clients, and Max goes to hospital now.
That's true. No, he killed Joel. He didn't go to hospital, but Joel was one of Lauren's clients.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That's why it's rightish then. Rightish.
Thank you.
Jenny and Daisy's theft is discovered by Bobby.
No.
Who tells Carla, who makes them pay it back bit by bit. Yes. Carla getting bit by bit repayment for this money stolen. I will give you that one.
Thank you.
The police are never involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
They never get involved.
Jenny and Daisy squabble about who's in charge. Yes. Daisy pulls a stunt that gets lots of money but alienates some of the older customers.
No.
Not really. Jenny gets mad at her. Somehow they just get over it.
That's true.
that's kind of true. Alia will leave to spend time... Alia will leave.
Yeah.
Yes. To spend time with Zidane. No.
How do you know Zidane didn't go to Ireland?
Okay. Steve and Tracy will cheat on each other.
Yeah.
Tracy's cheated on Steve,
Well,
but he didn't cheat on her.
Well, he's now... Okay, we went speed dating after they broke up.
Yeah. Their feelings get hurt. Amy tries to intervene, make them remember how much they love each other. They're back by New Year. Back together by New Year.
Boo.
Absolutely not. Finally, for me, for the now, incorrect ones. This is what we were completely wrong about 2024, Gemma. I said Toya and Leanne versus Carla in response to some catty remarks that Carla made about Toya helping Peter last year. Yeah, there was a scene tail end of 2023 where Carla was like not a big fan of Toya's because she helped out Peter, and I thought that there was going to be those two factions at war. Didn't happen.
I want more warring.
I predicted that Abby would get a big storyline again, in which Kevin wasn't really heavily featured.
This is funny because some of the things we're saying actually happened this year.
Well, Abby, yeah, she's got a big storyline now. Last year she had the AI, what was it? Revenge porn story.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's a big story. And in any case, the idea about Kevin not really being heavily featured, he was featured as much as he needed to be featured in that, really. Either Dylan or Mason will realise they're gay. Lots of people thought that, didn't they? It wasn't just me. But yeah, that didn't happen. Todd tells Moses, remember him, about Paul's plans to do the assisted suicide. Mm-hmm. That gets through to Jim the PA of Shally. I was convinced that Jim the PA bumped off Shally. Didn't happen. Never found out. Never heard from Jim again. Sarah and Adam back together by the end of the year. Tracy and Steve back together by the end of the year. Ardy and Amy lock in for an LO Love nomination. I'm renewing that one for this year, everybody. Fizz returns and there's a clash with Cassie. No. She came back, and my saddest prediction that I got wrong last year, especially after a couple of years where I had predicted the opposite, I said no news of Alina in 2024. No, typical. The year when I said no Alina was when it happened. Typical. Gemma, you said that there'd be a menopause or medical issue drama for Gary and Maria.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
No, didn't happen. Again, Ardy and Amy get together. No. Ed sells the yard to Gary. Gary was looking into buying the yard at one point this year, but he didn't buy it.
So annoying.
Cassie gets driven out of the street by Abby and Fizz, but her departure is not permanent. No. And finally...
You just like saying no.
But this is the no's.
I know, but you just like telling me off.
Bethany has a secret boyfriend she's trying to win back. Yeah, you thought that she came back to the street with a secret boyfriend living in London or something, and you thought that she would be writing an expose on Stephen's killing spree. Nothing like that happened. That would have been much more interesting.
This is what I know, but this is annoying because when we go through some of these, I'm like, why didn't that should have happened?
Okay, so prayers then. I'm going to give you a chance to do a bit of reading because my voice is going. I've sorted my prayers here. Look, into answered, me and you, semi-answered, me and you, and then unanswered. So what were we clasping our hands together and shutting our eyes tight for last year that would happen in Corrie that actually did?
Michael, you wanted more Abby, Toya, Shona, and Toya getting a life outside the bistro, which happened.
Yeah, that happened.
You wanted Carla to get over Peter quickly, becoming a power boss again.
She suddenly got over Peter quickly this year. And I think we have been a bit more happy with the amount that Carla's been bossing it up in the factory as well.
You wanted Jenny and Daisy's bickering in the Rovers to not lead to a long-term fallout. Right. You wanted Dee Dee to split up with Joel. You didn't want too much focus on the Winter Browns. You wanted Damon to only come back for a little bit. Yes,
I do. I'm not a fan of Damon. And when I knew that he was coming back for 24, I thought, please, just a small return, and that's what we got. Thank goodness.
You wanted Roy to get his flat set back.
Yeah, we got a bit of. We did have a few scenes in Roy's flat this year, didn't we? When he was hermitising himself. Yes. So a little bit we saw that.
Right, and I wanted a special guest actor star, which I got in the form of Helen Lederer.
You didn't expect it to be her, did you?
I didn't.
You asked for
it to be half an episode.
Yeah.
Of somebody promoting
but
the book.
I still count it as a prayer being answered.
I wanted a mystery story, and I got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Congratulations to me. I wanted more Toya, which I got, and I wanted to calm Bobby down, which I also got.
I think Bobby, we'd seen a little bit of him when we made these prayers, and he is more calmer. He's not like every single line is a joke, which they seem to be pushing at the beginning of his time on Coronation Street.
Semi-answered for you, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted more of the Metcalfs and the Platts. You definitely got more Platts.
Yeah.
You wanted a full Rovers post-refresh.
Yeah, I've said kind of, I reckon semi-answered for that because we're maybe seeing bits of it. Maybe that's an unanswered, I don't know. Maybe that's just wishful thinking that it was semi-answered.
Semi-answered. You wanted Cassie to stay and be nice. So you got a Cassie staying, but she's not nice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's nice-ish, but she's still pretty villainous by the end of 2024, isn't she? But yeah, at least she stayed.
And you wanted more... Oh, a quiet year for number 6.
A quiet year for number 6. So Yasmin, yeah, I didn't want much drama from Yasmin and Stu and Eliza because I wasn't finding them that thrilling, and we didn't get much of them. We got a bit, but semi-answered there. What did you have any semi-answered ones?
More consequences.
Do you reckon?
I don't think so. You're the one that's put this.
Oh, well, so you can relegate it to not answered if you want.
Right, unanswered.
Unanswered
You
prayers.
got loads of stuff that you wanted. You didn't get any of it.
You can't win them all.
Okay. You wanted more Hope and Sam as an item as well, if possible.
No, they split
you wanted
up.
Bobby to be good.
No.
You wanted a happy death for Paul. You wanted to see the inside of the charity shop.
Wanted to see the inside of the charity shop. Yeah, I'd really like that. I was thinking maybe like this year. Maybe I didn't write it down. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing the inside of Sweet Enough, especially if I want more just friendship, fun time scenes. There's only so many fun times you can have in a charity shop. But having characters hanging out, just chilling and having fun together, Sweet Enough might be quite a good place.
See, the interesting thing is that a lot of these places are becoming more popular, and I've said this before on the podcast, like bubble tea shops and like ice cream parlours and things are becoming more popular with younger people because there are lots of Muslim kids who can't go to the pub who want somewhere to hang out, and so they go to these places. But also quite a lot of like, you know, what are we on now? Zoomers. They don't drink as much as previous generations, so they need somewhere to hang out that isn't.
Well, there we go. But yeah, alcohol. no charity shop for me in 24.
More scenes of characters interacting he wouldn't usually.
Bit.
First appearance of number 12 in 12 years.
Yes, I wanted to see the inside of number 12, Brian's flat, but nope, still a mystery. He could have redecorated for all we know. You
wanted fewer speed dial and bistro meals as a treat. I don't really know how you can quantify that, to be honest with you.
I took it as a loss.
You wanted no affairs or love triangles. Well, boy, you got one of those.
Certainly did get affairs and love triangles.
You wanted someone to move into Elaine's apartment because it's a nice set. Nope. You wanted more slice of life scenes like breakfasts or dinner in houses and stuff. Just
going to set up for
They
the
never
day.
really do eat dinner in their own house anymore, do they?
Not
the only people that eat in their own house were Yasmin and Viz and Tyrone.
Still not a whole lot,
no,
do they? No.
Yeah, what can't you eat dinner in your own bloody house, for goodness sake?
Yeah.
You wanted another old friend for Evelyn or a new snug trio. Mm-hmm. That would have been amazing.
That would have been very fun.
Stories revolving more around the characters we've got rather than introducing new and temporary ones.
No, we still have plenty of new and temporary characters in 2024, sadly.
Max and Sabrina staying together.
No,
more
Sabrina's
of her and
gone.
Gav.
Nope. Gone.
Both gone.
Cruelly rejected that prayer.
Return of a big unexpected character that the press pay attention to. Now this almost happened.
Yeah, it did almost happen.
But what do you not think? I mean, obviously we're thinking of Sean Wilson, but what about Richard Hillman? Do you not think that got? I think that was pretty big.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll take that. Maybe that was a prayer answered. Sometimes your prayers will be answered and you don't even realise.
I know. The development of the Brewery Lane.
No.
Bit of a rocket in response to the criticism it's getting.
No,
not really in that year.
Not really. Well, the criticism's still coming, sadly.
More location shoots, fewer spoilers, easing off the experimental editing.
No.
Something exciting and new at the Coronation Street experience, which means we have to go up.
I mean, I'm not knocking the Coronation Street experience, but they didn't have that one big new thing, did they? As far as I can remember, that still went, but nothing huge that meant we had to go for that.
Continual resistance of early box sets on ITV.
That's the big one. I was saying what I do not want. No, so what I want last year is to make sure that they don't upload the episodes to ITVX early, and they threw that prayer back in my face.
Right in your face.
And said, we will put them on at 7:00 every day, and everyone will see it before you because you're at work then.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
New title sequence.
Yeah. I'll keep. I can say that every
Tell
year.
you what,
can't
I do for this year. Just release the bloody cast picture.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody's like copyrighted their face or something, and ITV can't afford it. Right, my ones I didn't get. Cast Cole in a big stunt. Focus on core characters and more community, more crossover stories, more Baileys and Nazirs.
No, not really. Okay, well, let's listen. Let's hear a few of our listeners' suggestions. I've got a load here. I don't know whether we've got time for them all, but do you want to alternate and read out a few? What do our listeners pray for and predict and pitch for 2025?
Rebecca's prayers, she wants more stories with characters she likes. So the Platts, Daisy, Jenny, Daniel, Ken, Alahans, Fizz, Tyrone, etc. Sally, Grimshaw's, especially Todd, less Lauren and Kit, and to an extent Swala. I don't want them 24/7, but enough for me not to be sick of them. I don't want Ken and Cassie to get together, although I feel that will happen.
They're not. No, they're not going to get together. Not Ken and Cassie.
I wouldn't mind Cassie trying to make a move and Ken letting her down gently. That'd be quite fun.
Maybe.
I would love.
Ken's never turned down a bird in his life.
I would love Ken to like just knock her back, but then sit there and be smug for like that would be brilliant.
Still got it.
Oh yeah, baby. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown away my kimono.
Maybe I will give Helen Lederer a call after all.
She wants more consequences. If Lauren and Leanne have done wrong, send them to prison. They can come back at a later date. Yeah, that's the point. Neither of us predicted anything about Leanne.
No,
going
we
to prison.
haven't. No.
I don't think anything's going to come of that, to be honest with you.
I think she's going to get out of it, isn't she? Especially if she, I predicted that she was going to stop Toya going down for the Imran thing, and then maybe Toya's going to say, I'll just drop the charges. I don't mind that she tried to fraud me or make it look like I'm fraud. It's a bit ropey, the legality around there, but yeah, I don't think she's going down.
She says more links back to the past. This seems to be happening more in the last month, so I hope it continues.
Yeah.
If we see an Alahand winter wedding with Amy and Ardy finally together as a couple and Asha with a new partner,
that would be nice.
Medical storylines link them to current storylines. That's why I don't mind the Carla kidney or possible Abby mental health, as the kidney is linking in Rob, and Abby's is about Mason being stabbed.
So not just medical storylines for the sake of medical storylines, Rebecca's saying there. I'd get behind that.
I mean, linking Kevin's story to the past, he's had balls his whole life. So from
You're
that,
not wrong.
it is
You're
consistent,
not wrong.
at least. More Yasmin, please. More Jenny. Glenda to stay a supporting character, i.e. amusing but not dramatic. She wants Tracy and Steve to get back together. She wants Maria, Gary and Liam to show the effects of Mason's murder. She wants Billy to start dating again, but maybe not till September. And she wants him to mark Paul's death when it's the 1 year anniversary.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll do something, won't they, for that?
Is that my birthday?
No, that was a funeral. Your birthday.
That's the funeral and the wedding.
Yes.
Amy, Summer and Asha to get friendly again. Yeah!
I would like that. Summer's been, we were calling for last summer a few years ago, and we got
Fewer
it.
summers.
We got it, didn't we? But I wouldn't mind a little resurgence of that little trio maybe for this year.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Pictures. Carla gets the kidney off Rob and it's a success. However, it turns out Rob was the sperm donor to Becky and Lisa. Carla is shaken but comes to terms in the end.
Oh my gosh.
So Betsy would be her niece.
I don't know, but that
right?
sounds like a real... Oh, I think I might like that.
Wow.
Because we don't know anything about who Betsy's biological dad is.
Betsy's dad is just ripe for so much drama. Yeah. They must have had so many meetings about what the hell we're going to do about Betsy's dad. We've got to have something. It's got to be something really juicy, and that would be really juicy, actually.
Nice one, Rebecca.
Yeah. Hope goes on a teenage rampage, starting with a fake phone call. Gets a nose ring. Oh, Rebecca, let's not go crazy. Starts dating Jack and just creates mayhem for Fizz and Tyrone, and maybe even encouraged by Cassie. Cassie ends up carries on poisoning Ken, and Cassie ends up proposing to her. She accepts, but Tracy hits the roof, and Tracy and Steve get back together. Ken finds out about the poisoning, sends Cassie away, but she doesn't leave the street.
There we go. Thank you.
I like that. Very good. There's some very good ones there. I like that,
yes,
Rebecca.
Nice one.
I tell you what, Hope getting a nose ring, I kind of really want to see that now.
Yeah, they could. That'd be
like
fun.
one of the ones that is it septum ring?
Yeah,
that goes in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, like a.
I think
like
she
a
would
cow.
do. I think she'd only get it done to annoy Fizz, though. I think it would be really funny if she got it, but it was like a removable one, and she didn't wear it unless she was with her parents to just annoy Fizz.
Okay, I got some from Joanne here. Joanne's predictions: Lauren gets found not guilty and moves in with the Platts. Carla and Lisa have multiple fallouts and makeups, but will end up engaged. So she's same with me. She says engaged but not married this year. Jenny and Daisy lose the pub and move in with Rita. Hope not. Cassie gets found out about the drugging of Ken and leaves the street. Unfortunately, more police drama and hospital scenes. Prayers for this year from Joanne. More Sally and Tim. Maybe one of the girls comes back. Yes, please, Rosie or Sophie. Either would do. Amy and Ardy get back together. Just general morale hands. I think we're on the singing of the same hymn sheet here, Joanne, there. Hopefully a fun wedding day for Dev and Bernie. Jenny proudly taking on a nan role with Daisy and her baby. And more events at the pub, like the speed dating event. Yeah, that could be fun. Joanne's pictures for this year. Right. Nina decides to get a job outside of the cafe. She could run some group for youths at the community centre and gets help from Toya and Abby. Yeah, I like that. Dee Dee and Daisy and Lauren also attend a baby and toddler group at the community centre. Bobby gets manipulated by Rob to help him escape the prison, which leads to an explosive scene outside the police station where Craig gets left seriously hurt.
Oh, goodness.
Lisa has the horrible decision to arrest her partner's nephew or hide his mistake. Oh, that'd be interesting.
I thought you were going to say, has to make the horrible decision. Like, do I let Craig die? Or do I go and have my biscuit?
He is
so
a bit of a drain on
tea break.
our resources here at the police station. So should she arrest Bobby? Do it.
She would
Throw away
do,
the
though.
kid.
I don't think it would be a dilemma. I've bitten my tongue. Can you tell?
Have you?
I'm talking funny now.
When did you do that?
When I was talking.
Oh, dear.
But I don't think Lisa would ever get tested like that, because she's had a few times where she was, she dobbed
her own daughter in, didn't she? Yeah.
I wonder if there could ever be something that would really, really test her.
Maybe the real test would be, do I really want to have to sit in an interview room with Bobby and interview him?
No, but like,
He'd just be cracking jokes all the way through it.
Do I really want to save Craig or?
Okay, last pitch from Joanne. Leanne and Michael get together. Ooh, never saw that. And she helps to bring up Glory. She also sells
like that sort of thing, doesn't she?
What?
Well, taking
other people's children.
She's the child snatcher of Weatherfield.
She also sells her share of the bistro back to Nick and Toya and helps Yasmin as manager of Speed Dial.
I can imagine her in Speed Dial, yeah.
Yeah, Leanne and help don't necessarily go together in the same sentence, but it could work.
I'm just going to warn people here, though, because we've had it a few times now. You've joined in too. Every time you mention Rosie Webster coming back, Helen Flanagan's agent adds $1,000 to her week rate. So just remember this. The more demand there is for her, the less likely we're going to be able to afford her to come back.
Okay, who we got next?
Wurzel.
Wurzel.
Okay. Pictures.
Is that your real name?
Gummidge.
Yeah.
Thank you. A feel-good storyline that brings the whole community together. Glenda organises...
What's this? Pitch?
A pitch. I
Okay.
said that.
Sorry.
Glenda organises a pantomime with lots of residents playing a role, and we see them rehearsing it and performing it at Christmas. Now that is a very classic Coronation Street.
Had a good
I don't know when the last
for a
time
while.
they had a panto was, but they used to have it every year, didn't they?
They did right at the beginning.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Predictions. Abby will sleep with Kit.
Oh no!
Yeah, I can actually see that happening.
I can see that happening. Oh no! Please, Abby.
Abby,
Standards.
dirty
Come
Bertie,
on.
stop
Come
it.
on.
Audrey confides in Rita that she's still very lonely, more so since Gail's departure. Rita suggests Audrey moves in the flat with her, and we have Golden Girls capers with Claudia Colby returning to join them in comedy scenes.
Yes, please. Oh, Audrey and Rita flat sharing. That would be brilliant. Throw in Claudia in the mix. I will sign on the dotted line for that one. I'm now Kate Brooks.
Okay. Now I'm Kate Brooks for this one. I'm going to sign double tick this one.
Go on.
This is a brilliant idea. A grown-up Joshua Peacock arrives on the street
Okay.
to find out more about his upbringing and visit his mum Maxine's bench.
The bench.
He'll blame the Platts for Richard Hillman murdering Maxine.
Yeah.
Get a job as a chef at the bistro and start dating Amy.
Okay.
I love that idea.
Okay, that's a bit out of left field, but I'd take that.
Why not
Bring back
have
Joshua?
Joshua Peacock come back?
Do we get Clure back as well, though? I think I'd
She's still hiding out in France.
yeah. We don't have a statute of limitations in this country, but I think we'd just forget about it.
Of course, Joshua Peacock will have a really thick French accent, just the same way Bethany had a very Italian accent, didn't she? Jenny will leave the street under a dark cloud, and Leanne will end up running the Rover's return. Interesting.
Maybe.
Sue Nichols, Audrey, will announce at the end of the year she's not renewing her contract and will be leaving in 2026.
But you said she was going to have Golden Girls adventures with Rita and
very
Claudia.
Brief Golden Girls.
I think that Sue might keep going until the next kind of multiple of 5 anniversary, and I don't think that's this year. So I reckon we might keep hold of her for a bit longer.
Rosie and Sophie Webster will return for a guest role.
There's a lot of talk about Rosie and Sophie, isn't there?
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Okay.
The money's
there
going
were some
up.
good ideas there.
Thank you
very much.
I don't know, can we...
What?
Can we say that this was directly, spoken about at the press event? And Kate Brooks, said no.
She did say at the
not.
time. She said
with a way, her expression on her face made me think either yes, it's definitely going to happen and we've already planned it, or this will never happen because of because they're too expensive.
For reasons. I don't know. I think we can't take anything from that. We can manifest it. Surely we can reality code their return into.
Oh yeah, we can. I'm just imagining myself in a cabin, and all the briefcase are full of Rosie Webster and pictures of Sophie.
Popping out again. Okay.
Yeah, Sophie Webster's at the door going, I've got my clipboard, but you're not on the list. You can't come in on the phone.
What else we got? Anything else from Wurzel?
Prayers.
Okay.
Less gangster stories, medical stories, doom and gloom, more humour and friendships, more events for fan interaction or audience with cast members.
That would be good. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got a little one from Giselle here. Prayers, less medical stuff. I'm sensing a theme.
There's nobody that wants more of it.
Nobody's predicting more medical dramas. I just don't understand this.
Right, does anybody want the same amount or more? No one.
That would be a good poll to put on Twitter. Would you like more, less, or the same amount? Just if you can get 100% less. Right, more use of the Elder Core cast. It would be nice, but it's difficult. Bring back Danny Baldwin. I love Danny Baldwin to come back, but he's too busy doing his gladiators and his chase and stuff, isn't he? He's being a presenter now.
Earning his crust, for sure.
I don't think we'll see Danny Baldwin, but why not? It's a prayer. Predictions from Giselle. All of the police force will become irrelevant. I think that Nina and Audrey will exit, and I think we will not see the quads most of the year. Okay. Perhaps Michelle will return. Watch it, Giselle. Watch it. No, thank you. Don't manifest that. Also, I don't think that Matty and Logan killed Betsy's mum. Ooh. Okay. That would be a twist if they weren't responsible. Pictures from Giselle. Give Sam a story around navigating an autism diagnosis instead of it just being canon. It takes 5 years now anyway in real life, so it's a good time to start. Maybe you could. Gemma, what do we got? Oh, sorry. I dropped the iPad.
Okay, so Lisa, prediction. Betsy is pregnant. I think I've seen a few people say Betsy might be pregnant. There's definitely a good
Mason's
twist.
baby.
Yeah, Mason's baby.
Mm-hmm. The Mason's
especially
son.
Because she knows about the involvement of that family with her mum's death.
I don't need a pregnant Betsy. But
the thing is, though, we went for quite a while with not knowing that anyone was pregnant or not having anyone pregnant, and now we've got we've had in the space of 6 months, one pregnancy and one baby and 2 pregnancies.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good. Yeah, I think that's a good shout.
What else?
Prayers. Webster girls to return.
Okay.
Well, look, it's the people have spoken.
There's people who say what they want. Kate.
Abby does not relapse. Hope gets her comeuppance. Gemma stops whinging about money, and that could be either.
you or the TV, Gemma.
Kirk finds love. Pictures. Sally and Tim become foster carers for troubled children, like that.
Yeah,
but let's find out what it actually is like to be a foster parent.
Yeah.
Even I tell you what, some of these things, they say the timelines are wrong. I'd even take, Sally saying, Tim, do you remember a year ago we signed up to be foster parents?
Oh yeah, just
I don't have to watch it happen in real. Anyway, Eileen decides she's had enough of Weatherfield and decides to take a leaf from Gail's book and goes travelling. Or admits that when she went to nurse Jason, she met a younger man and decides to go join her toy boy lover, because I think she deserves that.
No. Okay. Christine, prayers. Say it with me, everybody. Less police and medical storylines. Predictions. We'll lose 20% of the current cast and get a rotation of new or returning characters.
Now, when you say 20%, you do realise that is like literally 20 people.
Yeah.
Like that will be like, 18 people.
Get a rotation of new or returning characters for short 6-month stints. Oh, I hope not. Alex will appear for 2 more episodes all year. Oh, that's a nice one. Getting an Alex Warner. He's already made one appearance. He was on New Year's Day, wasn't he, in the cafe?
Yes.
So 2 more, Christina's saying, for the end of the year. Watch this space. We'll see a lot more Swala because of fan hype. Pitches, a decent story for Michael. Get him a home of his own and a nice partner. Go back to the houses. Oh, this is a different one. Go back to the houses only having 2 or 3 bedrooms. I don't know how much of a story could be made with that. Close speed dial or the bistro and open up the pool hall.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of the pool hall, Christina. That's a great idea.
It's haunted.
It is haunted, yeah, that's true. But I'm sure they could get the Ghostbusters in to sort that out. Have a young adult flat with Asha, Amy, Ardy and Summer all living together. They got close to it, didn't they? Next one.
Martin. Pictures. I'd love there to be a non-binary or trans character. So you haven't seen that to a great extent on the show.
This is true. We have not yet.
Give some more of the characters proper personalities. What are Sarah and Daniel's personalities?
Oh, I think that they've got personalities.
They're Gail's daughter and Ken's son. That's it. Make Sarah more of a minx and Daniel a writer or something.
Sarah is a bit of a minx.
I think Daniel might already be a writer in his own head.
Daniel is very up himself and a bit self-righteous and
I think
pompous,
both those characters have got pretty good personalities, but there's definitely a few where you could definitely fill some blanks in.
For sure, I would agree with that, for sure.
Prayers, Tim and Sally need something extra, like a lodger. Maybe a foster child. They could have a foster parent. Imagine they got Tim to get a foster parent.
Maybe.
To teach him what he needs to know.
Well, I don't know what Elaine would have to say about that, but...
Well, who cares? She's dead.
No, she's not.
She is to me. Martin says their short-lived thing with Mason was great. See, Martin is picking up a similar thing, I think, to what was it Lisa? No, who said about
the foster?
Yes,
yeah.
Lisa. Interesting.
Yeah, no,
do you know what? It's kind of like I feel like we're tapping into some kind of unconscious, like Coronation Street.
Look, we know that some of the Corrie writers listen to this. We've spoken to them about it. So.
They probably don't. They probably don't listen to this because then they can sort of say,
"They do. They definitely do."
They came up with it by myself.
I have spoken to Corrie writers.
I don't think they're allowed to listen to this because they'll steal our ideas. Okay.
They steal Rosie and Sophie going back. I think a lot of people are going to be happy, and the medical and police storyline reduction.
Martin says, "I'd like to see more of Mary and Brian, and even see their flat."
Yep.
Clear out more of the dead wood. I won't name names. Pictures. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're going to hate me for this.
What?
I like Jenny a lot, but what is she contributing at the moment? I honestly think she should leave the Rovers. Maybe she could do something else and live with Rita so we can see more of her. And who should take over? Glenda. She'd be iconic.
Well, I'm not going to say that we haven't discussed that as an idea. The
thought had crossed my mind that this very well could happen, but not something that I want to happen.
Yeah. Okay, Caitlin said her prayers.
What?
Fewer police and medical dramas. What a fun, different non-medical storyline we could have had with the closing up of the serving hatch of number 13. Yes, that's true. Focus on character development rather than issue-based stories. Predictions. There will be more medical drama and police stories. Pictures. Evelyn comes back from her studies and saves all the Weatherfield residents from going to prison. A few cynical predictions and comments there, Caitlin, maybe, but why not? Gemma's looking at us. Gemma's on her phone now, so I'm going to read Navdeep's one. Navdeep's always good for a laugh. This is our last one, actually. No, I'll let you do this.
No,
one.
I just saw something that made me wonder whether something we've just been talking about is actually going to happen, but I don't think. Have
you seen a spoiler?
No, I haven't seen a spoiler, so I was trying to work it out.
Okay, go on. Navdeep, what's his
final one
kooky suggestion for the year?
Okay.
Or maybe this is really serious. I don't know. Never
Stu
can tell.
will make a surprise return and declare his love to Yasmin. Unfortunately, Yasmin will say she doesn't remember who he is. And enraged Stu will turn into a modern-day version of the Incredible Hulk and start destroying the street. Fortunately, Kit will save the day. He will sedate Stu with monster tranquilizer and deport him back to Germany. All of Kit's previous evil deeds will be forgotten, and he will become the most beloved person on the street and get knighted for his services to humanity. Now, okay.
Not you fan love deep.
I don't know that we can deport people back to Germany if they were born here, but let's try.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, look, that's it. We're done.
Thank you everybody for writing in.
That was a fun episode.
Really
Thank you for all those great comments, everybody.
Predictions and pictures and prayers there. Well done, Michael. You did
Sorry,
a very good job.
I didn't take everybody. We had loads, so sorry if you sent something in and we haven't read it out. But yeah, we appreciate it and have read it all the same. Yeah, there we go. So write it down, everybody. This is going to happen this year. 1955 Coronation Street. Sally in a coma and having a dream. We got the predictions. We got things that I want to happen that probably won't. Let's come back to this in a year and see how close we were.
I also have just done a poll, a very quick poll on our Facebook page.
See, this is what she gets up to when I'm blathering away. She's typing away on Twitter.
I asked people, would they like the more medical stuff, the same amount or less? And so far we've only got 21 votes.
Mm-hmm.
We've got more medical stuff, 0.
Surprise.
We've got the same amount, 14%, and less medical stuff. We've got 86%.
Well, the people have spoken. 21 people have spoken.
Got a bit of a wag here from old Cumbria. He's very cleverly written. Less of everything. I didn't think he knows how to change the channel on his television.
Right, we need to go. We need to watch tonight's Coronation Street. And there's The Traitors, of course, to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. If you've got other predictions or if anything here has inspired you to send in your own or write back and say what a load of rubbish Michael's pictures were, go ahead. We will take all kinds of feedback.
No one would say
until next time, until whenever, we hope you have a lovely week and we will see you at the weekend. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Gemma,